sir. Yes, sir. Big broadcast, man. Welcome y'all to the stream, stream. We doing Friday night live, man. Welcome everybody, boys and girls, ladies, gentlemen, everybody in between, man. You know what time it is. Y'all could be anywhere, but you chose to be here with me, with us, man. We're gonna talk about a lot. We're going to talk about a lot, specifically Drake being a snitch. Yes, the biggest news in hip hop and this beef. Yes, the beef that's been ongoing now. The beef for 2025. 2024, I think it's going to bleed into 2025. I'm not playing with y'all. I am not playing with y'all, but we have to start this off the right way. Appreciate y'all for coming. I'm gonna have a little dance party, and as y'all know, as you come and like the stream, best way to support your boy, the best way to support. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we gotta do this the right way, the righteous way. Let's start off with some music, man. You know me and my music, man. You know me and my music. Let's start this off the right way. Let's start off with a track. Let's start off with a track. Bandana. Go. Better have your drinks, man. Y'all better have your drinks, whatever you sipping on, man. Sip on whatever you want to sip on. And by the way, if I didn't tell you before, if y'all send a super chat, I will take a shot per super chat. So feel free to, if you really rock with your boy, you really rock with me, send that super chat over, man. Send that super chat over, man. Get your boy richer, man. Put some money in my pocket. I'm here to entertain, of course, man. But if that's too much for you, at least smash that like button, man. Smash that like button. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. And if you're sipping on something, tell me what you're sipping on. I need to know. Okay. I'll tell y'all my mix, but get in the chat. Let me know what you mixing up. Let's mix up. Let's up. Stop playing with your boy. Get the likes up, people. Y'all coming in. You gotta wash your feet at the door. Get the like. I'm getting paid by Sprite. Sprite, you better send that bag, brother. Sprite, you better send that check. Shout out to Sprite, sponsored by Never See Me Coming. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's have some fun with it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Very you. Very you. Mm, mm. Let's go. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I have to do this. Like the stream, man. We're letting some of y'all come in the building before we get to the analysis. Fair use, fair use. I got him. That's already he really got him. Let's go.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
By the way, if y'all saw any of my previous podcasts or content or streams, I said specifically that Drake won the beef because Drake had the better song. I didn't say that Drake had the most vicious song. You know what I mean? I did not say that this did not hit because this hit. This hit like a ton of bricks, man. This hit. Let's go.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like.
Fair use, man. Fair use. By the way, y'all better get in the chat, man. I want to see the chat active. And if you're not in the chat, all you can do is give a like to the stream or 5 stars if you listen on the podcast and platforms. And let me tell you this: if you guys are sending super chats, shots will be taken per super chat. So y'all are incentivized to send your boys some super chats. Let's go.
Us.
Let's actually admit that that bar was corny. The other vaginal option, okay, garbage bar, but we gonna allow it. We gonna let it go. Let's go. Those were the bars. You run to Atlanta whenever you need culture. You ain't a colleague. You're an effing colonizer. Bars. Absolute bars. I think that was so critical, succinct, and perfect to what Drake had been doing. All right. So he's not necessarily a colleague, meaning the man has ulterior motives, man. The man is not a colleague, he's a I'm not saying something that people don't know or acknowledge. I'm saying that that's what a lot of their culture does. Drake is a half Jew.
All right. The Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not fall down. The ones that you get and get stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general.
By the way, fair use, fair use. I know UMG is gonna smash this down. By the way, whenever you want to hear the full uncensored stream or podcast, my Patreon, y'all go on my Patreon. I have full raw uncensored version of the stream. What's gonna happen is the YouTube's gonna flag and go all over my whole stream, and then I'm gonna have to essentially erase a lot of the songs that y'all listen to right now, right? So that's why again I need y'all support. I'm not saying this because I'm just a small YouTuber. Like the stream, send the super chats. You know what I mean? Check out my Patreon if you really want to support me and what I'm doing, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm a small creator. I'm not big, no Diddy, but I'm trying to do what I do and I'm trying to entertain y'all on this. Then now it's Saturday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning, Eastern time. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Did you like?
He uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga. I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother I, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps, the shit you so obsessed with, is so excessive.
So he misunderstood. I'm gonna give Drake a slight L on this spot because he misunderstood part of Kendrick's bars, right? So Kendrick was not actually molested. Kendrick was talking about in that song that how the stigma of molestation within the black community. So Brody missed the mark slightly. Let's go. He missed the mark slightly by a little bit. Cheaper. Like the streamers, y'all come in, y'all rock with me, man. Of course, it's loading in the most inopportune moment, but it is what it is. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna have fun
Acting like
tonight.
it's so aggressive, but you just never known affection. I don't want to.
Let's go. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe it is a sign, but this is the facts though, right? I kind of like this diss track, and it was more so response more than diss track, right? And I think it's because the energy was shifting. Because once you give somebody pedophile bars or PDF file bars, YouTube actually censors that word, so I shouldn't even be saying it. Once you say, yeah, PDF, bars, right? You've reached a new magnitude, a new level. It's not even it's beyond disrespect. But guess what? This has happened throughout the history of rap. The history of rap and rap battles have gotten so disrespectful. People have gotten shot, killed, all because of disrespectful rap. Let me tell you something, man. The reason Tupac is dead right now, he's unalive right now, is because of words on well, indirectly, was because of words that he said to another man on wax, meaning in a studio, meaning in music videos, meaning throughout his albums. The reason Biggie is unalive right now is because of things that he said, well, indirectly, at least perceptions of things that he said in the studio because of bars. I'm telling you, when this beef was at its hottest, when it was at its most peak, and I was doing a lot of content. By the way, check out my content about that. And if y'all coming in, you better smash that like button. I better see that like button. And I better see y'all active in the chat. Get in the chat. What am I talking about? I'm saying that these things that Kendrick was saying about Drake being a PDF file, them things can get you people have been shot for less, man. So Drake was doing a PR. I don't think this was the right move, but I like the song. I didn't mind the song.
Issue anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why that's the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested.
I mean, not really. That's not really. It's not a good argument, Drake. A lot of people have been extremely famous and went down for pedophilia.
But that's not the lesson. Clearly, there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and now they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I
kind of like that. I kind of like that. Breeding resentment. So if we gonna lie, let's lie. Let's go.
You recover from both incidents, but you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you don't see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later.
Now, in context, that kind of preludes to what he was going to do. Let's go back.
Extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments.
Stop buying views and buy comments. Okay, let's go.
You may as well keep the paper. Shit
you might as well keep the paper, meaning keep the money you use to buy bots and views. So,
need for later. I give a fuck.
You might need that for later, meaning for the suit, for the lawsuit. Let's
about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a.
That's facts. Kendrick did say that if you delete R. Kelly music, you can delete his music. Kendrick's a hypocrite, yo. Kendrick is a hypocrite, but that does not supersede the hatred that people have for Drake. People hate Drake so much, they're going to ignore the hypocrisy of Kendrick. Let's go.
Hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounded like you sent him commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon. No wonder you turn a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer. I promise. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen working. You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist. and then you go and drop the West Coast one and try and cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if he wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit. But at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game, you know.
Let's be real, man. Kendrick was not having this type of clout until this battle happened. And guess what? It's because people absolutely want Drake to fail. And not only fail, they want Drake to be destroyed. They want him over. They want him finished. Let me tell you something, man. This is something that I just noticed about life, about human beings, man. The more successful you are, the more people want you to fail. People don't cheerlead and clap for successful people. It's very rare. They want to see you fail, lose, and get destroyed, man. And guess what? Kendrick Lamar became to a lot of people. He became their savior. They ignored that Kendrick Lamar has known to be beating women. Not one woman, multiple women. They ignore that, Kendrick is a hypocrite. That Kendrick has pretty much bots. They don't care. It does not matter to them. All that matters to them is that somebody is annihilating Drake. And we're gonna get to that very, very soon. Regardless of that, Drake is pretty much I'm not gonna count for Drake either. He looks like a snitch. He looks like a bitch for trying to sue somebody. Man, keep it on bars. We're in hip hop. We're not into man. Let me tell you something, man. Drake looks like a straight hoe. Right? At least he kept it to the bars in this song. And guess what? Let me tell you something, man. Drake is so good that the best song in this entire beef is Family Matters. Let me play Family Matters, man. This is the best song in the entire beef. This is the best song in the entire beef. And I don't give a damn what anybody thinks. This is the best song. It's better than Not Like Us. It's better than Meet the Grams. It's better than Euphoria. It's better than Push Ups. This is the best song in the entire beef. But instead, because of Drake being a soft tissue paperboy, bitch, he decided to get Jewish. Let's go, man. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Don't play with me. And if y'all coming in, y'all stopping in, you have no other option but to smash that like button, man. Smash that like button, get in the chat. What is the best song in the beef? Let me know your thoughts. We're gonna get into some reactions.
Can't be rapping.
Look, this is all Drake had to do. Release more songs like Family Matters. That's how you win the beef. And not only win the beef, you gain more respect. I also give Drake this respect. Drake actually decided to combat against Kendrick. You remember when Kendrick released that Control verse? He was dissing Big Sean. Big Sean is, let me tell you something. Big Sean is a poom poom. Big Sean is weak. Big Sean was not willing to fight. J. Cole was not willing to fight. Drake was willing to fight, but this makes him look so weak now because instead of fighting, he decided to do lawsuits. So now he folded even harder than J. Cole. Let's go. Let me keep it real. This was a low-key dig at Metro Boomin for the fact that it was not only rumored, pretty much now it's confirmed that the whole beef between Metro Boomin and Drake was about a female. Let me tell you something, man. Just some free game, man. Most conflicts among men have started because of a woman. Right? Now, why? Because the woman is sleeping with both sides or dealing with both sides. Right? And now the men have an issue. Let me tell you something, man. If she is dealing with both you NGGAs, you ninjas, right? That tells you about her. You should not be beefing with the men's. You should have a problem with the female who made a pact with you or some kind of, loyalty agreement, right? So is it slimy that Drake was probably smashing on Metro Boomin's girl? Or maybe X. It is pretty slimy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend like it's not slimy. Yeah, that is kind of out of pocket. But at the same time, brother, like what? It's not necessarily Drake who is super in the wrong. It's the woman, because the woman in her this instance, she opens the legs. It's not like Drake violated her. She was volunteering, right? So Metro Boomin's beef with Drake is over a woman who probably is not smashing either one of them, who's probably moved on. And that's the problem here. I think that a lot of people resent and hate Drake within the industry hip hop. And now a lot of people outside of, who are fans of the music have not been fans of Drake's recent music. Family Matters is an amazing track. It's an amazing, I think it's the best track in the beef. Well, why does that? It doesn't matter when the war is already cooked. It don't matter. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
Free. You just act. He always said I overlooked him. I was staring straight. These bars go over Ken.
These bars go over Kenny's head no matter what I say.
He had no matter what.
That's funny. This really hurt Kendrick, y'all. I'm being real. It was so disrespectful. It really hurt him, man. Let's go back.
Talking about my nigga Dave. Yo man, a Lil K. We call that shit a mini Drake. He always said I overlooked him. I was staring straight. These bars.
That's funny. That's funny. They said I always overlooked him. I was staring straight. That's funny. That's called comedy. That's called rap battling. If we stayed in this pocket, I think I'm not saying that Drake wins, but I say he'd get a lot of respect.
Bars go over.
Love that. I love that. Bitches got to drive 2 hours for you to pay them to give a blowjob, nigga. He's saying that Drake is saying, in other words, that Rose is living in a far away mansion and he still has to pay these women for them to give him some top. That's what he's saying.
Just gotta drive 2 hours for you pay him just to give a blowjob, nigga. Must have started up a snowball, cause my last record deal was 400 ends. These days, that's a low bar, nigga.
You see what I'm saying? Because this is a money play, man. He's saying that essentially he needed 400 million from his last deal, and that's a low ball. Hey, man, we're gonna get to some conclusions today. We're gonna get to where we're gonna get to today. Let's go there.
Hey,
And that matters to what I'm gonna talk about a bit later, man. Like the streamers, y'all come in, man. Y'all,
smoking 50, but they should have.
he is going in on goddamn ASAP Rocky. I got, you know what? I find this also super disrespectful. He's in a current war with Kendrick, right? And he is already dissing other people because he's getting jumped, man. He's getting. I think this is the best track in the entire beat. Don't care.
To put you on the first one, true. Cause all these
That's kind of facts, though. You know what I mean? I think that's a big reason that Baby Keem wasn't on GNX. Well, I think the GNX Deluxe is coming, but I think a big reason he wasn't on GNX is because this allegation affected Kendrick. I think Kendrick was very offended by what Drake was saying.
rappers wait.
Now, if Drake actually stood by what he said there, where he's going on vacation now and telling people that they should plan it right, I think that would have been smarter. Get in the chat. I think that would have been smarter. Chat, get in the chat. Let me know what y'all think. Get in the comments. I think that Drake would have been way smarter if he actually did not participate in the games uh or rather participating deeply in rap beef and music. He needs to disappear, man. He can't show up. Less is more, man. Less is more. I know. Well, let me tell you something, man. Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something, man. Let me show y'all something. You see this old decrepit dead woman, right? This old dead lady, right? Not even a lady, she's just an old woman. It is what it is. What led to her mystique or kind of power or relevance was that she and a lot of people in her she advised not just herself, but she also advised her family to close their mouths. It's called nice your beak, right? When you close your mouth and you don't engage, you take a lot of the power away from people who create narratives and are people who have any kind of so quote unquote influence, right? You make people build their own perception. So what Queen Elizabeth did throughout most of her tenure is that she did not give any public statements during times of controversy. She shut her mouth. That's the smartest strategy, shutting your mouth. And this is the problem with Drake. Drake, instead of shutting his mouth and keeping it in the bars, and by the way, let me tell you this, when he gets in his bars, this was the best track in the beef, y'all. Like if you just be object best track in the beef, right? But when you keep opening your mouth and doing lawsuits and being a snitch, you look kind of funny because where's your uncle at? Because I want to speak to him. Kendrick's uncle is a transgender, right? Meaning, in other words, the man of your house is a woman. That's kind of funny.
I'm handing them out. You want to take up for forever and come get his legacy out of my
He
house.
melted his chains and put it together. So disrespectful. Let's go. And you look, this is an underrated part of the beef. Kendrick Lamar also got lawyers involved, or at least tried to get lawyers involved with that track. I'm talking about the track with Taylor Made Freestyle with the Tupac AI. I think this affected the Kendrick so much so to the point that he in a song in GNX called Reincarnated, right? Reincarnated. The man actually uses, if I'm not mistaken, in other words, he uses Tupac rhyme scheme, right? Because Drake was smart for using Taylor Made. Let's go. In the beef. That was the best track in the beef, but it's nullified because Drake did a goddamn lawsuit, man. And we about to get into it. By the way, if you coming in and tuning in, man, you better get them likes up, man. Stop playing with your boy. Get them likes up. That's the best way you can support me. Or you can send that money on, man. The super chat button is right there. You send that super chat, support your boy as we get into it. We're about to get into it, man. I'm not gonna do a 3 hour stream. I don't plan to. I'm not gonna do it. But we might hit a 2 hour mark, man. Get in the chat. I want the chat to be interactive. I want y'all to speak to me in the chat. I want to get your points of views, your opinions about what's happening. Now, a lot of people said that, Kendrick won the beef. Okay. Y'all can say, I don't believe it. I think Drake won the beef. But y'all can say that Kendrick won. Okay. We're all allowed and entitled to our opinions. But what happened a few days ago, I'm not gonna lie, it was one of the weakest moves that's ever happened in the history of rap beef. Getting the lawyers involved is one of the weakest moves that's ever happened in rap beef and almost nullifies a lot of what's happening in the beef. Now, what happened? I'll give you a review. Shout out to my dog in Foster Media. Let's go. Let's
I think it was
go.
possible. But Drake
If y'all get the chance, check out Fawcett Media. He does a lot of great content. I like what he's doing.
is going out so bad that he's making me a
It's making, and let me tell you this, the lawsuit, again, is not directed to Kendrick Lamar. It's directed to the label called UMG, Universal Music Group. Universal Music Group is part of the big three labels that run the entire music industry, namely UMG, again, Warner Music Group, and Sony Music Group. Them three. That's the real big three, man. Again, I talked about this when all this beef was happening. I think I was one of the few platforms. Shout out to DJ Academics, was one of them too. I was one of the few platforms that told y'all, and look back, I told y'all there is one person that benefited the most out of this Drake and Kendrick beef. His name was Lucian Grange, a British Jewish billionaire. What label do you think he owns? Get in the chat. What label does this British Jewish dude own? Get in the chat. What label do you think he owns? Look at him right next to the diddler. What label y'all think he owns? Mm, your chat is quiet. I'm giving y'all 10 seconds, chat. Get in the comments. Y'all got 10 seconds, chat. 10. I'm giving y'all 10 seconds. What label does this man own? What label? What label does this man own? I'm giving y'all 15 more seconds. I'ma chill, man. I'ma chill. I'ma chill out. Y'all figure it out. Go do your Googles. What label does this British man own? Ah. If y'all haven't figured it out yet, I'm about to give y'all 5 seconds. Let's go. Yeah, okay. Somebody in the chat's going on. Ah, UMG. There you go. Bing bing. Boba Design. UMG. So there was a person whose name is Kanye West who was going against these labels, right? And saying that Drake had a rich baby daddy called Lucian Grange. Lucian Grange is the individual, the Jewish individual right there on your screen who owns UMG. Drake is suing UMG. Drake is not suing Kendrick Lamar. You have to understand that UMG, Lucian Grange and them. Shout out to Sunkiss in the chat, Miss Queen Sunkiss. Shout out to you in the chat. Again, shout out to Boba Design who actually got that right. UMG is the biggest out of the big three. We talk about Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake. They are not the big three, y'all. The big three is really Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and Drake. That's the big three. That's the real big three. And the bigger three above them is UMG, Sony, and Warner. That's the real big three. And there's not even a big three, there's a big him, and here's him. This Jewish dude is him. He's Himothy, y'all. This is the most important. He's the most important person in music, y'all. It's like it's borderline comical, and you know what? Drake was beefing also with The Weeknd. Guess what The Weeknd is signed to? This man is the most powerful man in music, man. And Drake is suing his company. But people have to troll Drake, and I think rightfully so, because Drake, you have benefited from the same tools that Kendrick has benefited. It just so happens that your daddy, your white zaddy, he's your zaddy, no Diddy. Actually, literally Diddy. This man has decided to flip on you. Now, there's theories. There's theories that Drake is at the end of his contract, and this lawsuit is to set him up for his next contract. Is this hardline negotiating? What is it? I have a theory. I'm going to tell you my theory. My theory is Drake wants to get out of his entire deal. Keep in mind that Drake has a $400 million deal with Universal, bro. 400 M's. This is before touring. This is before merchandise. This is before he's getting $400 million from his rich baby daddy. That's his rich baby daddy, y'all. See, a lot of us just fighting amongst us black people. We're doing all the fighting, we're doing all the BS, and we are enriching this man's pockets. Just take that in. Pathetic. Let's go.
Agree with Stephen A. Smith and DJ Academics. Stephen A. Smith and DJ Academics drop bombs.
I want y'all to get in the chat and tell me, man, did y'all know about Lucian Grange? Did y'all know that this is the reason? This dude, this is the man. Meaning that this man is on both sides of the war. This man is Joe Biden. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Y'all see the Gaza conflict, right? I'm not gonna get too deep into politics. You see the Gaza conflict, right? Israel, Gaza, Hezbollah, all that. Do you know that Joe Biden low-key funds both sides? Yes, Joe Biden funds both sides. Or the president of the United States funds both sides. What, in other words, Joe Biden and his administration sends money to Israel, and Joe Biden and his government send money to UNRWA and also other associations, organizations that are linked to Hamas or Hezbollah. So he paying both sides. He paying the ops and he paying, his squad, his allies. Lucian Grange is paying both sides. You don't think that all these things are orchestrated? You don't think that this not even gonna say it. This small hat. This is what I'm trying to say. You don't think that he's funding both sides of this war? He's funding both sides of this war. Drake is salty because he funded Kendrick's side. Let me tell you, so Taylor Swift is signed to this guy. This is a multi-billion. Let me tell you something about the music industry. It is a fraud. It's a lie. It is a finesse. The problem and the difference is this guy was stealing from her because, yes, he was stealing money from her. She had to re-release her ish in order to get her bag back. But the problem is Taylor is the type of person who's speaking to her fans. And I didn't come up with this idea. This was DJ Academics. DJ Academics said that Taylor Swift had a closer relationship with her fans, so they were paying more money for a single. Taylor Swift is a horrible artist. She's hot garbage, but she has a fan base. Drake is not hot garbage. Drake has a fan base. The difference is Drake is going after his baby daddy. This is the baby daddy. And I'm talking about Drake, should have been more transparent about it. In other words, the rich baby daddy decided to stop giving you your money, you sugar baby. The rich baby daddy said, the allowance, you getting cut off. Shout out to Miss Queen Sunkiss in the chat. Shout out to you in the chat. Yeah, it's facts. I'm a fact spitter, man. Appreciate you for coming out here with me tonight and having fun. This man is, you know how we always talk about white supremacy, all these talking points. Man, let's put faces to actual terms, y'all. Let's put faces to terms, y'all. This man is funding both sides of the war on some Joe Biden-ish. Let's listen to what Stephen A. Smith and the academics have to say. Let's go about the lawsuit. The lawsuit, again, let me clarify again for people who don't know in the chat. The lawsuit is not about against Kendrick. It's mostly against UMG and Lucian Grange, the 60-something-year-old billionaire who him and his team decided to side with Kendrick and give him bots and promotion. Let's go, bro.
On Drake's UMG lawsuit and response to the loss of the Not Like Us record.
By the way, to give y'all even more perspective, this lawsuit is not even fully a lawsuit yet. It's a petition for a lawsuit. So it's the step before the lawsuit, right? Again, it's the step before the lawsuit.
Disclaimer, I have been a fan of Drake's music in the past. Let's not even make a mistake about it.
Let's not count. Drake is a fantastic musician. Like, well, we're not gonna lie here. Stop lying.
But in this last battle, he's shown me what I keep saying on this channel. People have not played sports. They don't understand how to take an L. We saw this during the political election. We saw this multiple times.
The brother is preaching. The brother is speaking facts. Taking an L is actually a very healthy process.
Times in this past year. But it's an art to actually taking your L's with grace, taking your losses with grace, and continuing on getting them the next time. I think that's been lost on this generation. And unfortunately, we got some people who have status who don't know how to actually lose gracefully.
This is a bad look. Let's get this out of the way right now. It's a bad look. And it's all smeared on Drake. All of it. This is hip hop, man.
That's correct. Stephen A is correct. If Drake had won the beef, do you think he'd be sending this lawsuit? No. If Kendrick lost the beef, do you think Kendrick would send a lawsuit? Absolutely not. This is a horrible look for Drake. Horrible. It makes him look like a bitch. See, losing gracefully is part of actually being a real champion and a winner. It's a real thing. If you play sports, like Foster Media was saying, you have to know how to lose gracefully. Doesn't mean you have to fully, get your pom-poms, but you have to lose grace. Let's go.
This is hip hop. Somebody comes at you with lyrics, with a song, you're supposed to come right back at them with the song, with lyrics. And I'm going to tell y'all something right now. You know, the hip-hop community prides itself on being authentic, straight up, real, in your face, let you know where they stand, how they feel, and not shying away from shit. That's the hip-hop community. Let me tell you what's been happening in the hip-hop community since last night. I've been making calls. I appreciate the bevy of information that everybody has provided me with, giving me intel and letting me know what the hell is really going on. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I don't cover this business. And yes, I'm a product of the hip-hop generation. I grew up, I'm from Hollis, Queens, New York City, y'all. I'm from Hollis, Queens.
Right.
Run DMC.
Yeah, Stephen A talking about where he from. I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. This is what this brings out in people.
Grew up in the neighborhood. Jam Master Jay was best friends with my late brother. God rest both of their souls.
Right.
LL Cool J grew up 5 minutes away in Farmers Boulevard.
What?
Fitty
Farmers
was just a few minutes away. Ja Rule, the same thing. I mean, the list goes on and on. So understand, I'm a product of all of that. But I've never been entrenched in it from a journalistic perspective. I don't cover it. I don't read hip-hop magazines and all of this other stuff.
Stephen A say he don't read the Word Up magazine. Even they don't do that anymore.
Let me tell you something, man. We're getting hip-hop takes on Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, he's working for that new contract. Let me tell you something, man. We are in a scenario, y'all, where Stephen A. Smith, I want to say this, Stephen A. Smith could be getting $100 million contract, $25 to $26 million per year to talk smack on first thing. I'm telling you right now, he would be making, I'm not BSing, low tier quarterback money. You know what I mean? I'm talking about Baker Mayfield money. I'm talking about he would be making basically Klay Thompson money right now to scream to scream on a television screen. So this is what Stephen A is doing. This is a great strategy. He is trying to expand his brand and what he's doing so that he can get a bigger bag. So he'll get 25 million from ESPN to talk smack about athletes. And then on his Stephen A. Smith show, he'll make another maybe 10 million per year, depending on which type of agreement he gets to talk about politics and music. Let me tell you something. Stephen A. Smith is not a hip hop guy. That's Max Kellerman. But Stephen A. can finesse. It's the art of finesse. Let's go.
I just listen to the music that I like and to the stations that play the music that I like. That's all I know. I don't know a damn thing about the industry. I'm going to tell you this much, though. I know a hell of a lot of people who do. Here's why I bring it up. All of them want to remain nameless. All of them. The hip-hop artists I know, the radio disc jockeys that I know, the journalists that cover it, even though I got Torre coming on in a few minutes. I mean, I've never seen an industry where you got folks, yo, I'm not touching this publicly. But that ain't stop a whole bunch of them. I'm talking about.
That's an interesting point that he brings up, just from an insider's perspective. Like,
that is an interesting point. Now, I know why. The reason that they don't want to go on wax, they don't want to talk about it, Actually, get in the chat. Let me know why they don't want to talk about it. This loudmouth Negro gets on my last. Shout out Miss Queen Sunkiss. He is a loudmouth Negro, but if I'm gonna be real, it pays the bills. It's gonna sound very ignorant for me to say, but it pays the bills. Same reason a lot of these rappers talk about Percocet, Molly Percocet. They don't even touch Molly Percocet. It pays the bills. See, let me tell you something, man. Drake is a fuck boy, man. Let me repeat this again. Drake is a fuck boy. In other words, Drake is not this image that he built of some soft, well, he is soft, I will say that, but he's not this type of individual who is singing these love songs to these women like that. Drake is the type of individual who's out here trying to fuck your bitch. Let's be real. He's out here trying to smash on your girl, man. He's a nigga. He's a nigga, y'all. He's a nigga. In other words, what I'm saying is he's not the perception of this soft R&B type dude. He's smashing on women's girls, man. We're gonna talk about that very, very soon. The fact remains that he is not what he perceives to be. And guess what? Kendrick isn't either. Kendrick beats women, man. Let me repeat what I just said. Kendrick beats women. Kendrick not only beats women, he cheats on his girl. Tons of proof of it. Kendrick also be smashing on white girls, pretending to be revolutionary. Kendrick is a fake hotep. Like, let's be real, he's a fake hotep. Or maybe an exact hotep, because hotep niggas be doing that. They be saying one thing and off the side of their mouth, they doing the opposite. All of this industry of music is smoke and mirrors, y'all. Yeah, shout out to Miss Sunkist. Miss Queen Sunkiss, she in the chat. Shout out, she active in the chat. I appreciate that. Drake is a not like us. Pretty much. I'm saying this. I'm a Canadian, man. I'm biased. Y'all can say that I'm compromised, but let me tell you something. You guys are uplifting Kendrick like he's some god. No, Kendrick's not a god. Kendrick is a human being who has to be a very good rapper. Point blank period. He's not a god. He's not a saint. He's somebody who's extremely flawed. And there's proof. I gotta disagree with you, Miss Queen Suckers. He has beat women in his past, y'all. Like proven, like literal court documents that he's beat women. Like let's not like it's like I'm not here to lie to y'all. Proven that he's beat women, and people are glorifying him like he's some kind of saint. No, he's not. No, he's not. Long story short of what I'm telling you is that this music industry is faker than fake, y'all. You remember the time when we were looking at this dude like he was like literally, let me tell you something, man. When I was younger, y'all, I'm gonna be real with you. Before the truth came out, I used to look up to this dude, man. I used to look up to this dude, man. I used to look up to this dude, man. I used to look up to him until I found out what we all found out. Meaning that he is a perverted, messed up, sadistic individual. These are facts, right? And are there documents? Yes. Media Takeout actually had some. Media Takeout. I'm gonna find it for you. I'm gonna find it for you. There are documents saying that Kendrick is an abuser, and he tried to hide them. You have PR firms who work hard to hide and bury these stories. Diddy, for example, Diddy was beaten up on Cassie. We did not find out until the feds leaked that video to CNN. See, there are whole firms and companies that go out of their way to protect people. You think they're not protecting Kendrick Lamar? I'm telling you right now. I know niggas like Kendrick Lamar, y'all. I know people who look one way in the public and actually the other way outside. I'm telling you right now, Kendrick is not a saint. Kendrick is a human being who happens to rap really good. You know what I mean? It's these are facts. I'm telling you again. Just because somebody is good at a certain art form does not make them a saint or somebody who does not do bad things. Shout out to Sunkist in the chat again. Diddy been a demon? Fair play. I just don't. I did not believe that he was that demonic. I thought I used to look up to him. I used to. This a black man who became a mogul, borderline billionaire off his skill of being a producer and putting a label together. A black label of that. You know what I mean? I was inspired by that. I still am inspired by what he did as a businessman in some aspects, but him as a human being, I would never want to be a messed up MFer like that. Never would. It's disgusting. This is the Media Takeout article, exclusive. The real story of Kendrick assaulting woman and crisis management team. The beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar just got crazy. And Media Takeout got dragged right smack dab in the middle of it, right? Manchester, Tennessee, June 16th. Kendrick Lamar performs in concert during the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival, June 16, 2023, Manchester, Tennessee. Drake made a reference to an article that Media Takeout published in 2014, which concerned an incident where Kendrick was accused of assaulting a white woman at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas. Media Takeout was sent a video interview of the woman claiming to be a security guard at the Hard Rock on the night of the alleged assault. In the video, she claimed while on duty, a Caucasian young woman called security for help and was a bloody mess when they found her. Kendrick Lamar was beating these women, man. Like he was beating women. Like let's not pretend like he's some saint, yo. Drake is a snitch and a very and an F boy. He's a fuck boy. But Kendrick is also a woman abuser. It's just like why we lying? The alleged security guard claims the police was contacted and the victim planned to press charges against Kendrick. We watched the full video interview, and she seemed very believable. Here were the alleged security guard's exact words taken from the interview. On Memorial Day, so I get dispatched up to one of the rooms to help some girl get down to the casino. She ends up being all bloody and things. So I had to call my supervisor, and then I had to call my other supervisor, and then I had to call my boss. And I was like, we have a situation because half of her face was blown out. Come to find out, she was with a certain rapper who had assaulted her, and his first name is Kendrick. Audience asked if she means Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, he beat up some chick, and there was blood everywhere. There were cops there, and we didn't find out it was Kendrick Lamar until later. She ended up pressing charges, I think. Now, for the interesting part, see, we have to understand that these people are not saints. They're closer to being demonic than anything else. That's why I don't look up to them. I just listen to their music and I just keep on moving. See, this dude pretends to be a whole, you know what I mean, revolutionary. No, bro. You're just a simple hotel who beats up bitches. It's fine. Actually, it's not fine. It's illegal. Don't do that. I'm not trying to, but that's what he is. And I hate the fact that people are glorifying him, though. I hate that people are glorifying him, man. I hate it. I hate it. And people are shitting all over Drake like bro, you beat up bitches, man. Like, yo, what is we doing, man? You beat up women, man. What are we doing? What is we doing here, man? Oh man, let's see what Queen Suckish is saying in the chat, man. There's no proof that actually happened. Okay, all right. Now, I believe Kendrick Lamar sleeps with white women. That's a fact. He sleeps with white women. That's not even a fact. I don't think he's a fake Otep as well. I don't believe he is a woman beater. Okay, fair. You can. That's fine. You know what I mean? I'm not glorifying him, but he lyrically destroyed Drake. Drake a hoe. Okay, that's a fair. Yeah. Hey, I say this. I say this. You entitled to your opinion. I think within the art of battle rap, I think that the fact remains is that Kendrick Lamar had a more vicious song, which is obviously not like us, but the best song I believe was Family Matters, and I said that earlier before. Kendrick Lamar, according to this article, we don't have the full records. I believe that he beats women. He sleeps with white women, he beats women. I'm going by this article. Anyways, let's finish reading it. We're gonna get to it. You can enjoy the musician, but he beats women. Shortly after Media Takeout published the article, we were reaching because let me tell you something. If everybody's gonna randomly believe that Kendrick's a pet, sorry, not Kendrick, Drake is a pedophile, we can say there's some evidence to prove that Kendrick's a woman beater, okay? Because if we just gonna make up narratives and stick to narratives, that's what I'm going to. Anyways, let's read this article. We're gonna get to it. Shortly after Media Takeout published the article, we reached out to first by people who worked at Kendrick's former label management TDE, who asked us to delete the article. And this is the point again. My point is, these people play games in the background. Again, these people play games in the background. That's why Drake sued this old, decrepit Jewish bastard. That's why he did it. Because these guys play games in the background. And yes, y'all Kendrick Savior, the Black Messiah, he and his team play games in the background. You know what I mean? Shout out to Sunkissed again. I enjoyed Euphoria. Euphoria was a good track. I'm not gonna lie. Euphoria was a very good track. I believe Family Matters was the best track, but Euphoria was a good track. I'm not gonna be out here lying. I can't lie. It was a very good track. You know what I mean? So, anyways, TDE basically asked to remove the article of Kendrick beating on white women. All right. We're told the woman in the video was lying and the incident never happened. Okay. Media took the matter seriously and began a more thorough investigation into the woman making the claims and the claims themselves. We confirmed that she did work security at a Hard Rock casino, but we were not able to confirm any of the details of the alleged assault. So these, again, are alleged. Everything I said here was alleged. Okay? I'm not going to get sued. But Kendrick allegedly beats on bitches. Okay, let's go with that. We'll confirm we also confirmed that Kendrick was at the Hard Rock Casino at the day in question. Before we had the chance to get back to our friends at TDE, we were approached by a crisis management firm. Exactly what Drake said in Family Matters. You hired a crisis management team to hide the fact that you beat on your queen. Bro, if y'all know any Hotep niggas, you know they beat they bitches, man. Like, man, I can see him, bro. He has, man. Kendrick has a part in his rap beef that he says, what. Dude is doing what he does best, which is beat on people, man. Would it surprise me that this man beats on women? Not at all. This nigga beats on bitches, man. Let's stop capping. Let's stop playing, man. Like, come on, man. He beats women. Let's go. Allegedly. Allegedly. Don't sue me. I have no money. You can sue. You can't even sue me. I have no money. That's why I'm borderline e-begging. Hit the super chat, people. Hit the super chat, man. I'm e-begging. I'm like y'all favorite streamers. I'm e-begging. Isn't that crazy, man? You create content for people, you give them entertainment and all that, and people can't even smash that like button. Get in the and smash that like button. You know what I mean? And if you want to send that guap if you feel. So let's hear what Sun Kid said to say. I ain't gonna lie. Kendrick does have that look. I ain't gonna put that jacket on him without proof. That's fair. That's very fair. Now pay attention to this, son, kiss. You said I ain't gonna put that jacket on him without proof. Okay, let's go with that. Putting a PDF file jacket on a man without proof, that's worse. That's worse. That's worse than putting an assault jacket on a man. Beating women, as horrible as that is, ain't as bad as being a PDF file, y'all. It ain't as bad. By the way, shout out to Sunkiss in the chat, man, supporting the content. Found you on my For You page. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you so much. And guess what? With each super chat, you get this. Hold up, hold up. I'm gonna be right back. I'll be right back with y'all. I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and
Says he's
I'll be
not an
right back.
insider in hip hop, but he definitely knows some people that are in the industry. And if they're not touching it with a 10-foot pole, that could say something. That could give credence to what Funkmaster Flex is saying on the industry side of it. Because this type of move, Drake making this type of move, he must know that this can be the end of his career completely. Not just in the public opinion, but within Universal Music Group and the control and tentacles that they have throughout the music industry. I hope you are suing them for $2 billion or more so you could go somewhere right off into the sunset, because you can't just, do this and then think you're going to go independent.
By the way, this is what I was gonna say. Anytime I get a super chat, I take a shot. So shout out to Miss Queen Sunkiss with that. I'm gonna take a shot. We're having tequila right now. Man, it's like 1:14 a.m. Eastern time zone. Appreciate Sunkiss for this. Let's go. Goddamn. Goddamn. Let's get it. Let me finish reading the article. We're gonna get back to Foster Media's thing. I don't know why, but I feel like we might hit 3 hours on this, man. We might hit 3 hours in this joint, man. Okay, let's go. Before we had the chance to get back to our friends at TDE, we were approached by a crisis management firm. They pressured us to remove the story and told us that the woman had retracted her statement. Okay, fair. The crisis management firm informed us that they had the video of the woman making the claims was they had the video of the woman making the claims was removed from YouTube and completely wiped from the internet. So the crisis management firm did what they were supposed to do, which is hide bad PR and handle a crisis. So the crisis management team did their job. Okay. Given our inability to confirm her claims, even though they seemed plausible, we decided to remove the article from our servers. So Media Takeout here is admitting that they could not substantiate the claims, so they removed it. Again, this does not necessarily mean he didn't do it. This just means that Kendrick Lamar has a strong crisis management team that made it disappear, because that's their job. That's their job. Their job is to hide the problems. That's their job. Anyways, this week, keep in mind the initial articles published in 2014 before the Me Too movement made it easier for news publications to report on assaults with women on women without the fear of legal repercussions. So let me again repeat my point. Why did I read this article? Why did I get to this article? Why am I talking about it? I'm talking about it because we have a situation here where people are working in the background to save reputations and are willing to use legal action to do it. What does this have to do with Drake? Drake is doing basically what Kendrick Lamar did in 2017. He's saying y'all are putting a crazy jacket on me, a jacket of PDF file, and I'm trying to fight that. And y'all are promoting somebody who's putting a character assassination defamation on me. The difference is, again, this happened for Kendrick in 2014, where Kendrick was not in an active hip hop battle. He was not in the beef, where Kendrick was keeping this thing low key, and this was not high key. In other words, Drake picked the wrong time to sue, and it made him look like a bitch and a snitch, suing the dude after he just released a very good album. And again, GNX is a very good album. So you look like a BIGCH. Let's see what Sunkiss has to say. The PDF allegations not too far off. Drake be doing some strange ish. Okay, fair. So I can get you plugged up with the super chats. I mean, if you want to, you can get you go you send the super chats, you can get me somewhere. You can get me somewhere. If you want to send the super chats, I'll take a shot per super chat. That's the promise I've had to my watchers, subscribers. Y'all know the deal. The video is still around. I seen it the other day. In other words, Sunkiss is saying that she seen the video of the woman claiming that she got 1, 2, 5, 7 punched by this midget Smurf nigga. Yo, imagine getting boxed up by this Smurf, man. By this dweeb. Yes, he was beating up white bitches because he was smashing on them, man. He was smashing on them and then beating them up. It is what it is. He was not suing over the PDF claims. This is why. Uh, that's why this lawsuit is a real whole. Like, and then Sunkiss is laughing again. Shout out to you, Sunkiss. I believe at least the crux of the entire lawsuit is mostly of the label basically making the Not Like Us song pop and go higher in the algorithms of not only Spotify, but the radio play, and thus perpetuating the notion that Drake is a PDF file. That's my understanding of the lawsuit, at least from what I saw. I think the lawsuit was just promoting the song that said, dude is a pedophile. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, by the way, shout out to the super chat. Oh my God. Nah, I seen the video of the so-called security guard. Oh damn. Okay, get in the chat. Let me know what you think. What do you think it did it look credible? Did it look real? I'm just going off vibes, man. I would not, I'm going off vibes and perception. Alleged again, this is alleged. Allegedly, Kendrick is a female abuse. That does not, bro. That would not surprise me at all. Most Hotep niggas is beating on their women, man. It is what it is. I'm sorry to tell you, we live in real life. I don't live in a fantasy, man. Is Drake potentially a PDF file? Potentially. I just don't haven't seen enough proof of it. You know what I mean? And people who have already dealt with Drake, they know what type of time he's on. And by the way, I'm gonna go prepare the shot. We're gonna listen to some of this. Let's go.
Where are you gonna go? You
Again, thank you again, Sunkist. You gonna get me murked. You gonna get me twisted, man. Hold up, we'll be right back then.
like you said, they have control over everything. For those of y'all lost, Drake has filed a lawsuit against Universal Music Group. He can't believe that Not Like Us was as big a single as it was. And I'm going to tell you, there were people that had Not Like Us on repeat for a very long time until the point that they couldn't listen to it anymore. They had gotten tired of it. Drake seems to think that was the effect of bots and payola of some sort, payola for lack of a better term in the industry. This is just to bring people up to date on this. I'm pretty sure y'all are aware, but let me let Stephen A finish cooking.
I'm not touching this publicly. But that ain't stop a whole bunch of them. I'm talking about 10, 15 different people. Let me know how they feel. Because I'm going to read some of this stuff. You understand? Can't tell you who. But I'm going to just let you know. They looking at Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us, with the 900 million listeners.
By the way, shout out to Queen Sunkiss getting crazy active in the chat. Oh my God. Does this mean I take 2 shots because she sent 2 super chats? Am I taking 2 shots? Okay, we got one over here, man. Cheers to all of us. Cheers to everybody who came out. We having fun, man. This might be a 3-hour stream. I did not expect this night, but we vibing. Appreciate you, Queen. Let's go. Cheers. Mm. I'm gonna space out the shots. I'm gonna do another shot in a bit. Goddamn, I gotta take a spray. So, goddamn, take it long. Queen, you better be taking shots too, or at least sipping on something, man. I can't be the only one. I look like a degenerate right now. So again, Queen said Drake quit after Kendrick made this statement. I believe that I won't say that necessarily he quit. I'll say that Drake kind of slowed down because Drake is essentially Drake is a businessman. I mean, in the sense that Drake, if he has a jacket like that, a PDF file jacket, that messes up a lot of his business. And a lot of people, I'll be real, when Not Like Us was really going off and had everybody going off, I had my suspicion saying, like, really? It's that popping? Really now?
The downloads, all of this other stuff, and they
Yeah.
going like this. Damn right. Drake.
Also, there was a second lawsuit that Stephen A. is mentioning here. The claims of defamation for the Not Like Us song. I'll talk about that.
Not like us. Didn't we tell you? Didn't Kendrick Lamar tell you? All because of.
Oh, should I drop the link? You know what? I'm gonna take one more shot and then I'll drop. I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link. This only for Queen Sun Kiss. We're gonna have a little discussion. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up.
Lawyers. What matters right now is that two lyricists have been going after each other for months. And Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, this shit was off the chain. It was off the chain. Everybody been going. I mean, you got people, kids, adults, senior citizens, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, everybody. And they know the lyrics. Minor.
By the way, Stephen A is 100% right. My 13-year-old sister was rocking with Not Like she was actually rocking with it, and my 25-year-old sister was also rocking with it. Yeah, you know what I mean. Now, definitely, they were rocking with A minor. It was going.
Remember that?
We said the same thing.
Because I don't care who pumped what up. If the song wasn't straight fire.
And by the way, Queen Sunkiss, I'm going to take. I'm combining both of your super chats. I'm gonna take a shot right now. So I'm taking another shot. God damn. I don't know why. Why did I do this? It means I show love to the chat and I got love for y'all. Let's go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Mm. If I start talking crazy tonight, y'all gotta blame the queen for that. All right. I'm dropping the link. Only Queen can come into the chat. Only Queen can come through. This is what Queen. We're gonna have a little quick chat about this. Little quick chat. Yeah, we're gonna pop in and out. Let's go. Only Queen can get inside the chat. Let's go.
There's no way it would have had that many hits. That many downloads. No way in hell. I don't give a damn what they try to pump. I don't care what they try to market. Nobody's having it because you want to hear that song.
Right.
And so from a legitimate perspective, that argument by Drake in the eyes of a lot of fans out there is illegitimate. But more importantly, he comes off as very weak and very sensitive.
Or a loser. Stephen A is right on track with that.
It does make him look like a sore loser. Hey, let's get is this Sun Kiss? What's going on?
Yeah, it's me. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Let me know your thoughts. What's popping?
Drake not responding to the PDF stuff make him look real suspect.
Okay.
I'm just saying, as a man, that's not when you throw in this house. Okay, that's when you act up. That's your reputation.
Okay.
I am interested in the defamation part of the lawsuit because Kendrick was dropping hints that he got proof of the stuff that he say on his Instagram. So, like, if it's any validity to what he say, Drake is crazy for jumping out the window like this.
Okay. So you're saying that, if I get this correct, you're saying that whatever Kendrick was saying, Kendrick could have proved a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what Kendrick was saying in the raps, and then on his Instagram, Kendrick don't really do social media like that, but on his
He doesn't.
Instagram page, every time he dropped one of them songs, he also dropped some type of picture or some type of evidence that basically the only people that would know would be the people who were inside would know. So he putting all this stuff
Mm.
out here like, look, I got proof, stop playing. And then like the way Drake just backed out of the whole thing, I was like, that's real strange.
I will say this. Me, I'm a Canadian, right?
Hmm.
I'm biased, man. I've told y'all I'm biased. I rock with my boy Drake, but it was not a good look. This was not a good look. For him to, instead of getting in the booth, for him to go to the lawyers, it was not a good look. And think about it like this. You see that picture of the Not Like Us video, right?
Yeah,
Where it had the thumbnail with Drake's address and all
hmm,
the PDF or whatever sexual assault people, right?
yeah,
A little not job like droplets or whatever the thing is. If you look in
yeah,
Drake's crew, there's a guy called Baka Not Nice. I'm putting him on the screen right now. Baka Not Nice. He was pimping women, right? And he was allegedly pimping minors. Baka Not Nice, it used to be Drake's old security guard, but now Baka
yeah,
is a rapper, right?
yeah,
So Baka has some minor pimping charges, man. You know what I'm saying? He went to jail
yeah.
for this. So what I'm saying here is there's been proof, not necessarily saying Drake is a PDF file, but people in his team have them charges,
Right,
right? And that's why in my thing is Drake is playing a dangerous game because guess what? UMG can say, "Oh, people in your crew have that jacket." You see what I mean?
right. That is true.
So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts again? I'm gonna get your last opinions and then I'm gonna get going with stream. You think that Drake can come back from this, or you think this is completely over?
Oh hell no! Ain't nobody go. No, you don't go to the damn police over no rap beef. You supposed to get in the booth and act
Mhm.
up, or just go ahead and leave it alone. You're not supposed to go fed on them, motherfucker.
Yeah. No, I
I
feel you,
mean,
bro.
then
I
this
feel
what
you.
he do after Kendrick called him a colonizer. Like, come on, bro, what is you doing? What are you doing?
Get you yeah. Okay, I gotta ask you another thing. I gotta ask you another thing before I let you go, baby. You
Yeah,
think do you actually think that people are really siding with Kendrick because they rock with Kendrick, or is it because they hate Drake? Which one is it? Or is it both?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Cause I don't, I personally think, um, Drake ain't had no business trying to spar with Kendrick.
Mm, okay.
Like that was suicide. I
You
don't
think it was
even know
suicide?
why he was trying. I think it was suicide.
Oh, okay.
Like Kendrick's a lyricist.
Yeah.
Drake make pop music. He make feel good music. That's what. Like, why is you trying to fight this man? That's a bad idea. And I think maybe Drake done got to the point where he got so much money that people don't even tell him the truth no more. Cause ain't no way in hell if somebody like them they would have told him that was a good idea. Like he would have had a better
Mm.
chance fighting with Rick Ross than Kendrick.
That's that. You know what? I gotta agree with you. If Drake was only fighting a guy like Rick Ross or he's fighting somebody like Future, I think Drake would
Yeah,
win incredibly. Drake already beat Meek Mill because Meek Mill does not have that type of rapping ability and jacket. But when you're dealing with a guy like Kendrick Lamar, K Dot actually spits, man. He's a real rap, like raps for real. So you're dealing with a beast in a sense.
Right.
So in my mind, this is just me. I told y'all my bias. I'm not a I like Kendrick Lamar, but I don't love him like that. I'm a Drake fan, man. I rock with Drake. Drake does a lot of bitch shit too, though. So I don't rock with some of the weak bitch shit he
Like
be
a
doing.
bitch ass me.
But I'll say this: Drake got in the booth and actually did more than J. Cole. He did more than Big Sean. He did more than a lot of rappers who have problems. By the way, even the game has issues with Kendrick. He's a
Hmm.
rookie, but he has issues with Kendrick. But I like the fact that Drake was willing to even battle. But here's the problem. Again, this is I'm gonna get to this later because you keep watching the stream. I'm gonna go deeper. I have videos prepared. I have this stream's crazy, and you
Oh
better not
yeah, I'm
give
gonna say
me
watching.
you, you better not give me too many shots, man. Because this I like the super chats though. I like the super chats. But I'm giving Drake a lot of credit because he's willing to battle. He's willing to get in the booth. But it looks so bad right now that he's suing. And that's what I'm gonna get into on the back end. So I'm gonna let you have the
Yeah.
final word, and then I'm gonna get back to the chat. Final
Well,
word.
I just hope
Last.
that Drake don't get further exposed during this lawsuit because
Mm.
I think he done crashed out.
Mm. You think it's gonna get exposed more?
Yeah, because Kendrick was putting up little evidences and stuff.
Mm.
That's why I'm like, that's crazy. A defamation claim, that means you got to prove that this man lied. And if he can prove that he didn't lie, like now it's not just an allegation. Now everybody gonna know.
Mm.
Like that's
So then,
crazy.
so when they go to court, then Kendrick got to put up a shut up.
Pretty much.
Shit.
Pretty much.
Shit.
And on the defamation end, well, really, it's a matter of Drake's team has to prove that Kendrick lied. But
And
if
Drake's team
Kendrick,
has to prove that Kendrick bought bots and all that shit, right?
but that's what he got to prove that UMG did that, and I don't even think that was the case. That's why I think that shit crazy. Because I mean, I played the track for 2 hours on repeat by myself.
Yeah, you crazy, baby girl. You crazy, man. You know, 2 hours, baby. Nah, that's crazy. You crazy. Two
Cause I was
hours
like,
of
how do
not
you
being
take
on
a
the
diss?
2 hours.
Because I was like, how do you take a diss track, turn it into a summer banger, and just what the hell's going on here? And I was, man, look, I was like, what the hell? And I just kept playing it because I just couldn't believe what I was listening to.
My question for
And
you:
that was just that one day, you know. I didn't even put shorts
think you
up.
have a Houston. It sounds like you have a Houston accent. Are you from Houston?
I'm from Dallas.
You're from Dallas. Okay, fair. Because here's what people are saying. Because Drake Drake he has a very big connection in Houston, right?
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
follow some people, and I kind of me I'm on the internet, right? And Houston seems like they're kind of backing off Drake a little bit. This is the final question, and then I'm gonna get back to my stream.
Okay.
Do you think that Drake has lost the culture? When I say the culture, meaning, in other words, you remember the beef with 50 and Ja Rule. 50 took
Hmm.
over, and then Ja was gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these beefs, you see these beefs where somebody loses and then they disappear. It's very rare in a beef that the loser in the beef comes back or has any kind of grip on the culture. Do
Hmm.
you think that Drake has been Ja ruled, or do you see Drake ever coming back? Like, what's your thoughts, your final thoughts on this? And then I'm gonna get deeper into it. I have a few videos I'm gonna place, but what are your final thoughts before I let you
No,
go?
I don't think he is Ja Rule at all. I think he's too
Mm,
big for that. He's made a lot of music that people still gonna play no matter what. And
mm,
if anything, he'll still have his cult following. So I don't think he's gonna be gone, but I do think it's gonna be a lot of people that don't have no respect for Drake. 'Cause that's not what you do.
Yeah, you can't put a lawsuit, man. You're a rapper. That's not hip hop.
Right, you disrespecting the culture that essentially you was kind of accepted into because we do have our side when you ain't
Man, he
necessarily
light
a
skin. He's not
Negro.
black. He black.
Yeah, he biracial. You know what I'm saying? And anytime
Yes.
we like Eminem had to go through his shit coming into the culture, and so do all them other rappers that ain't black. Got to go through their shit, and so he just kind of got accepted because Wayne brought him in, and now you sit up here and you do this. Like a lot of people gonna lose respect for Drake because of that.
I like that. Great points from you. I want to see you active in the chat. I got a few more videos to do, and I appreciate you for coming in the chat. I appreciate you, Sunkiss.
Oh
Appreciate
yeah,
you
no
for
worries.
the commentary.
All
All
right,
right,
peace out.
doses. So yeah, that's basically it, right? For me, I saw a lot of agreement. I have a lot of agreement with what Sunkiss said. But I have a few more videos to show, and we're gonna do a lot of reactions, a lot of views in here. Back to what
Right
we're talking
here,
about,
like I
Stephen A.
said,
Smith. The fact remains is Stephen A. Smith, right? Stephen A. Smith, he made some great points. But the thing is that I don't respect is a lot of these people are talking about Drake being this, that, and the third, but they're not speaking on it face to face, meaning they don't want to put their face in it. What does that mean? That means that they're scared of Drake and his team, meaning that Drake has some kind of power. Let's talk some more,
this
man.
is more of that participation trophy culture society that we've been building over the past generation. But unfortunately, you can't have it your way. This is not Burger King. People, when Kendrick said, I'm what the culture's feeling, yeah, the culture was feeling him over what you were putting out. Not to say that your music wasn't good, because this is some of the best music we've heard from Drake in a very long time.
That's correct. He's very correct about that. Kendrick, Kendrick forced Drake to rap. In other words, I'm saying that Drake was half stepping and not rapping for real, but Kendrick forced him rap. By the way, also Drake forced Kendrick to rap because Kendrick was not releasing nothing. Kendrick was barely releasing tracks in between songs. You understand? In other words, or as to say, Kendrick was not reaching his full potential. So Drake pushed him and he pushed Drake. That's the value of a rap beef. Let me show y'all something, man. If y'all are fans of rap music, man, let me tell you something. Let me show you something, man. If y'all are fans of hip hop, if y'all are fans of the culture, there was a fantastic hip hop battle, which was Geechee Gotti versus Loaded Lux. You had Geechee Gotti, who's a very, very good battle rapper, and you had Loaded Lux. Fantastic battle. And then Geechee Gotti recently had you know what I mean? Geechee Gotti had a recent battle versus Hitman Holla. Fantastic battle. I personally had Hitman Holla winning, but you could say Geechee Gotti won as well. See, the beauty of battle rap, again, if y'all don't know the genre, is that in battle rap, you have people with testing each other's skills, right? And then you can make a perception of what you feel, what you saying. What I'm saying is Drake and Kendrick could have both won. But Drake unfortunately made the mistake of doing a lawsuit. We got some videos to review, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go get through it. So let's get through it. Let's go.
But the fact that you can't take this loss and go off into the sunset or bring some better music out, and then going into this legal proceeding,
By the way, GNX I believe was a real album, but I believe that he has a deluxe coming, and then he might have another album after the Super Bowl. But he had to release some kind of content because The Super Bowl, guess what it does? It brings a lot of eyes. And eyes means dollars, means money, means funds. And that's why I believe he had to release an album. He had to release something before the Super Bowl. Remember Usher last year? Usher released an album. The album was ass. It was trashed by Usher. But Usher released an album before the Super Bowl to make sales. It's a business decision. By the way, I think GNX was not that good. We're gonna get to that soon.
Making
Though. Shout
petitions
out to
to
shout
let
out
people know
to
your intentions, which I think is telegraphing the punch. If you want to sue them, you better sue them, and you better not miss. Because, like I said, this is the biggest record company conglomerate in the world right now. They just merged and became Universal Music Group. Universal Music Group is crazy right now. Let's just say that. But getting back to the point of the other point of this lawsuit, which the second lawsuit is that Kendrick, is that Drake is actually suing for defamation. And I believe that is specifically to stop the song, as I said in one of my tweets a while back, from completely destroying him when Kendrick plays that song at the Super Bowl. Now, Kendrick was scheduled to be the Super Bowl halftime act, which people, he's had a lot of pushback. And on the new album, GNX, if you haven't heard it, go listen to it. I'm telling you, it's growing on me. I'm on my fifth or sixth complete listen, so go check that out. And just good music, you know what I mean? It's just coming back and it's like, wow. But he's trying to stop what I thought would be complete destruction, is if this hip hop artist gets a chance to say his viral, earth shattering diss track on a Super Bowl stage. So Drake doesn't like the fact that he called him a PDF file, which.
Now, to be fair here, y'all know half the reason that Kendrick is even performing the Super Bowl is because of the battle. So what Drake has to do, and it's gonna sound hard as hell, and I said it earlier, Drake has to literally get on quiet time. Shut your mouth. Nice your beak.
Read between the lines. The A minor line that everybody loves to sing, from old women online to little kids in school doing dances to it. Like, it's definitely a blow, but this is.
Shout out to Queen again, Sunkiss. So trying to call that, he kind of implied it. He implied that he didn't even just imply it. He said you're trying to hit a chord and it's probably a minor in the sense that you's a pedophile, bro. There is a certified pedophile in the crew. Baca is a certified pedophile though. So certified pedo. It's not even a legend. Court documents to prove it. But probably a minor. See, in the lawsuit portion, I think Drake could win this lawsuit. That's the crazy part. I think Drake could win this lawsuit. And if Drake is to win this lawsuit, I'm not lying to you. Drake could finish with billions. I'm not talking millions, y'all. I'm talking billions. Let's
With
go. I have some more clips to
in
play.
hip
Let's go.
hop, and I think we've never experienced anything on this level, and that's why Drake is having a hard time really coping with the fact that this was the people's feeling. This is what the culture was feeling, and now he's acting out in the only way he knows how, which is to get litigious, to go to the lawsuits. But Drake, I don't think he knows what he's opening up with this. This is no longer just a Kendrick battle. Now he's battling the entire industry, and he wants to take it down. Because when you're going at UMG, now you're saying that they are manipulating numbers. But what if they do the research and comes out that all this time that you've been winning, all this time that you've been breaking records and 5 away from Michael Jackson, beat it. You remember all that? Yeah. What if it comes out the Universal Music Group, who also has Drake on the label, was also manipulating numbers?
This is why I like Fawcett Media. That is a fantastic argument. What if in the process of the lawsuit, they confirmed that Drake himself had benefited from this payola smash slash you know what I mean, pay for play scheme. And I think that's what the label is gonna argue. So what Drake opened is Pandora's box, bro. You can't close it, my nigga. My nigga, you cannot close it, bro. You cannot close it once you open it. You are opening yourself up for potential exposure. Let's go.
Manipulating the numbers, cooking the books in your favor. Because the truth telling has been, since he's released his stuff outside of Universal, straight to his website, it hasn't charted the same way. None of the stuff. So,
Mm. Cross media. That's why I rock with dude. If you look at Drake's plot twist mixtapes or just leak drop, whatever, it has not charted anywhere close to the same as Drake's regular bops. And some of those tracks are actually pretty good. So what this is implying is a lot of Drake's ish has been manufactured. By the way, if y'all coming in, tuning in, smash that like button. Shout out to again Queen Sunkiss, who's been active in the chat, holding it down. We even had a conversation. So what she's saying is he said probably a minor. Yup, that probably word should be big. Probably is a word that will allow him to win. Okay, it's a good argument. I like it. Wordplay matters. Yup, wordplay matters. Wordplay matters a lot, but I don't like the fact that we're getting like litigious right now. Meaning, in other words, I don't like the fact that we're getting to lawsuits. So rap battles.
what if you needed that helping hand? Are you just snitching on Universal? Are you just saying, hey, they've been doing this for me too? Or are you really trying to get that last bag so you can say, peace, kiss my ass, I'm out of here? Which
I think it's the latter, meaning he wants that bag.
I'm
Let's
not
go.
mad at. But Drake, don't try to put it on the battle. That's what I'm saying. You picked the wrong time to make this fight. And this is a cultural fight. This is a huge fight. Even his man that's been riding with him this whole battle, DJ Academics, seems to have something to say about how Kendrick is, how Drake is.
Kendrick is winning not only the lyrical battle, at least but he's winning the most important battle, which is again the PR public relations battle. Man, I'm hitting 3 hours on this stream, man. I tried not to. I tried to say I wouldn't, but bruh, we about to hit 3 hours in the stream, man. Like I said, man, y'all better get in this likes, man. Like the stream as y'all coming in. And y'all could do like Queen and send that super chat. And like I said, you send that super chat. Oh, let me see if I can get it. I'm taking a shot. I take a shot per super chat, man. I know. It's a crazy gamble. I'm 4 shots deep, y'all. I'm 4 shots deep. I'm 4 shots deep. I'm 4 shots deep. But like I said, smash that like button if you want to support. If you want to super support, get on that super chat. Let's go.
Maybe biting off more than he can chew.
Yo, we're gonna violate you in court, and then not only we're going, and this is what I really, I'm hoping at some point, whether to me or somebody, Drake kind of explains this, because I don't think only violating him in court is what UMG's response gonna be. You gotta, you gotta remember. They always said back in the days of the knights and all that type of stuff when people had castles, when somebody tried to invade your spot, invade your after you defeat them in war, you cut their head off and you put it on a stake outside of the palace. You know why?
Damn.
You gotta send a message to everybody else. Don't come up in this bitch. This is what happens.
That is exactly what they do.
It was a sign. It was a sign. If you F around, you gonna find out. It's faithful. F around and find out. By the way, what am I shooting? I am shooting tequila. I'm not gonna say the brand because they're not paying or sponsoring. And I am shooting now vodka because the tequila has been consumed. All right. So if more super chats are coming, we gonna it's gonna be a tipsy stream with sponsorship from vodka and tequila. At this point, man, I might have to hit up some ladies, man, to join me. I might have to do that. I might have to get ignorant.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're gonna have fun on it. We having fun on the stream. Y'all having fun on the stream? I hope y'all having fun, man. Like as I say, send the super chats. Let's go.
They got to make an example out of you.
So Universal got to send a message to Drake. They got to. They can't just. They got to send a message. They want to do it in court. But do you think they want to send? They probably want to send a message by whatever he was about to drop a party. You better drop that on 100gigs.com. You better not try to drop that through us.
Yeah.
We gonna make sure that shit flop. We gonna make sure that shit don't go nowhere.
And that was the main issue, was distribution. For the longest time, has been the issue.
All that perception of you being so hot, we gonna make sure this shit look away now, nigga. We gotta make an example out of you. And by the way, here's the thing. Universal have been making examples out of this for a long time. They made an example out of Kanye. They made an example out of 50 Cent. Granted, you might argue like, oh no, well.
Oh, this is deeper than rap. This is way deeper than rap. Let's go. I like this. We're talking business. Let's go.
I would argue when 50, put it like this, 50 was the hottest thing smoking from 2003 to 2005.
Yep.
And in 2005, 2006, the moment he went against Jimmy IV.
Hey, I gotta say this, Queen, you better stay in the chat for the next hour, because I got some crazy videos I'm gonna drop in about the next hour. So stay for the next hour. You're driving to work, but stay on the stream. I would love you to stay on the stream. Let's go.
And not necessarily even, he didn't even touch Lucian. He didn't even get to Lucian. He got to one of the niggas who was on the list below Lucian. At that point, they said.
And now Drake is basically taking up the fight with Lucian and the whole industry, basically, that's what I'm saying. This is a fight on a whole nother level. Forget the rap battle of this.
This is bigger than rap.
Like the fight that he's picking outside of that, the industry battle, something else. But I think he's dying on the wrong hill here. I think using Not Like Us will be the biggest mistake of that argument, because Not Like Us is a bona fide hit. Like, there's no question about it. It was going to go bots or no bots. I know you want to attach to Academics is partially responsible for this narrative, because somebody came on Academic stream and said, yeah, I was contacted to buy all these bots for the Not Like Us single, and I would get a percentage of the single, and I was never paid. But it sounded like a troll. So that is also included in Drake.
I think Drake, it's not a Drake, sorry. DJ Academics was sent some money to be on Drake's side. I think that Academics was slightly sponsored. Y'all say he is compromised. I don't think it's compromised. I think it was paid. That's not that's paid. That's called money.
Drake's petition, which makes me think that if you're getting trolled by a troll and you're adding that into your lawsuit and there's no proof of it, counter lawsuit is coming too. They're going to ruin Drake. People do not survive, and I'm being serious here. And I would never like to see this, but when these people go at these record companies, think about it. Michael Jackson, Prince, it doesn't turn out good. Diddy, well, Diddy actually didn't go at the record companies. He went at some other companies, but you see what I'm saying here? You got to be strategic, and I would say this is
exactly. Like Foster Media. That's why I rock with him, because he's saying exactly what I'm thinking. He's using his brain and saying, Drake, you're going at a battle that's higher than Kendrick Lamar, that's higher than hip hop, that's higher than basically music. You're going in a corporate battle. In other words, you're going in a beef that a lot of people bigger than you have lost, meaning Michael Jackson. It ain't no coincidence when Michael Jackson was suing or dealing with the labels, they got him on a PDF file type of, you know what I mean? claim or accusation, it ain't a coincidence that Prince, when he was battling Warner Music Group, he had a whole thing he had to deal with. Drake is in a territory that is insane, fam. He's fighting a battle that's insane, family. So what we're talking about here is a man that's fighting a machine. So this is deeper than rap. But he picked the worst time to fight this battle. Let's go.
My
And even the worst.
biggest criticism of Drake is that he doesn't play chess. That was obvious during this battle. And for making this move at this time, this is not chess.
This is not chess. Exactly. Correct. Go.
I hope you got some movie scripts because you're finito. 50 was completely obliterated.
Damn.
Look what they did to Kanye. Remember when Kanye was like,
50 don't even make.
The only person who really beat the labels, bro, I'm going to be real with you, it was Kanye West.
Make music no more. That's the crazy part. He made music for his own movies and TV shows. That's about it.
Yo, they won't let me buy back. Remember, look.
Yay.
What company owns Universal? Drake going at Universal. He's not even going at Republic. He's going to Universal.
Right.
What owns Universal? What owns Def Jam? Universal.
Oh, Def Jam.
So Universal owns all these companies. Remember when Kanye was like, yo, they won't let me buy. When he shows the contract, Kanye shows contract, Def Jam. You got to realize that they boxed that out. Now, granted, he's still.
I'm going to be right back. Y'all run the clip. We're going to run the clip.
Selling 120K without that. Right?
Which, I mean, mathematically, that actually makes sense because even if you sell 120K, but you're getting a majority portion of it, if you're getting 100% of that 120K, that's a good living. You'll actually make more money. Whereas, like, people with these majors are making cents on the dollar. 50 cents is a good deal. 50 cents. But then, when it comes into streaming, that's where the problem is because people are losing so much money on streaming. Same thing goes on in the film and TV industry. It's like the streaming checks. I heard Tiffany Haddish talk about it. The streaming checks, it could be the number one show on your streaming platform, but for some reason, you're only getting a check for 2 or 3 cents. It's like it doesn't add up. I'm still getting $27 checks for TV shows I've been on years ago. And the same thing goes in the music industry to a worse extent because some of these artists, I think Snoop said he had 1 billion streams and he maybe got $10,000 or something. I don't know. It was a low number. It wasn't 10,000, but it was a low number. Snoop said he got a very low number for that 1 billion streams. This is Snoop we're talking about.
They just dropped him.
Yeah.
With cause.
Wildin'.
But he ain't never went at Universal, like the parent company. His fight was with Def Jam. They bodied the shit out of Kanye. Kick that nigga out of here. Get out of here, nigga. Go sell some sneakers. Get out of here.
Can't even do that now.
Go get head on a raft. Get out of here, nigga.
Nah, they got it.
So that's why I'm looking at the Drake thing and I'm like, holy shit. Yo.
And that's your man. You got to stand with him now. You've been standing with him. I got to give you that. That's your man. You got to ride with him. He making some bad decisions. You better give him a call.
50 got fucked up by going at Jimmy Iovine. The game got fucked up by even breathing hard at Jimmy Iovine. And that's Interscope.
Game was out of here, too.
How the fuck you expect to go
So
at
talented.
Big Boss, Top Dog, Lucian? Y'all can't fuck with him. He gonna have y'all niggas being played in Botswana. Y'all niggas can't fuck with. Now, granted, it appears that Drake look like he's down to take on the fight. Here's my biggest problem with that. Remember, as I said, timing. If I'm listening to this right, Drake.
But he's also willing to take on the Kendrick fight. He was also willing to take on this fight, which he totally, like I said, was not playing chess. I don't know why you mess with that man. That man had a can of whoop ass waiting for you, and was proceeded to beat wop 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 wop. Knock him up. That was actually what was happening. So, and was ready for you in every way you thought. He had you cornered. So I hope you know what you're doing in this boardroom. I hope you know.
Been talking to Universal for a year, having all type of problems, running to mad roadblocks.
By the way, shout out Fossil Media for saying that Drake's bravery or courage could be his making or downfall, depending on what happens. What am I talking about? I'm saying that Drake could be wise enough to realize, yo, this time I'm gonna go at it, or he could be stupid enough to just go at it with no strategy, kamikaze mission, blow himself up, and the ops. Let's go.
Obviously, when he sees the battle go down the way it did, he's looking at it like, what the fuck? Nah, these niggas was they was trying to help that nigga because they don't fuck with me right now. And that's why we get a lawsuit. But at the end of the day,
See, what I'm saying is courage could be stupidity, it could be bravery. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You can be courageous and stupid, or you can be courageous and smart. You just have to be calculated about it and go about it.
it
Yeah,
don't matter. It's you and Universal.
absolutely right.
Can't fuck with Universal. We ain't seen nobody do it.
Mm.
Only people I've seen one in public opinion or even just in contractually, Dave Chappelle, how he won with Comedy Central.
And that don't count. The Dave Chappelle don't count because I'm telling you that Dave Chappelle part was literally from the people, and so much time had passed in between it. They did not have the leverage in that situation. They were on the decline. So yeah, that's the only person probably, but this ain't gonna be that.
I disagree with Fawcett Media here. If there's one person who can get revenge or at least fight corporate giants, it's the person who was bred in the corporate giant structure. In other words, or what I'm saying is, Drake will not only profited from them, but gave them a lot of profits. Meaning, this dude gave the label UMG so much money, brought them so much wealth that he is the only person who can destroy them. Let's go.
I don't think there's any.
I have a clip to show after this. It's going to substantiate what I'm saying. See, y'all gotta blame again. Y'all gotta blame Sunkiss for sending all these super chat. I'm slurring my words. Y'all gotta blame Sunkiss for that. Blame her.
Petition Drake can sign to get any of his masters back on that. Don't work that way. Dave was at least actually a producer on that.
So fuck out of here. They got him out the paint. No. His hoes, and then we're straight. He could have said some shit back then to say, well, give me a little bit more power. For the whole streaming market. Drake should have did it in 2016. He had the most power. He had Infinity Stones. Because only people I've seen one in public opinion or even just in contractually, Dave Chappelle, how he won with Comedy Central. The people were on his side though. The people said, Netflix, we will not watch that if Dave Chappelle isn't happy. Comedy Central, we don't want it. And then Netflix said, well, we don't want this shit no more. Then they had to go make Dave Chappelle happy. Taylor Swift, hey, I might be good with music.
That might be the only other one.
If this don't get fixed, her fans is like, all right, we're Swifties. You heard what she said.
But Drake ain't Taylor. Let's just make that. I don't care how many tailor-made freestyles you make. You're not Taylor Swift. But either way, let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. Stephen A. and Academics hit this one out the park. And like I said, I don't normally agree with them. You can check my files on this channel. We are all in agreement. Drake is bitten off way more than he can chew. I don't think he's ready for this fight.
I slightly disagree. With Brody. I just think the timing was bad. I just slightly disagree. I say the timing was bad. You know what I mean? I say the timing was bad as a response to him. But here's something that I want y'all to see. I got a few more videos, man. We're going to be in the cut. I'm going to be real with you, man. I think we might be, I hate to say it, We might touch 4 hours on this stream, man. Drake's credit to his brother at lawsuit. Yeah, his credibility as a rapper, as an MC, as somebody who's spitting bars is definitely, it took a massive hit. And by the way, if y'all are here, like the stream, y'all. Like the stream. Stop playing with your boy. I know a lot of y'all people are new. Y'all don't know who I am. This is Big JTV, man. We talk a lot of hip hop. We talk a lot of sports media. Talk about all types of things. I do the solo stream usually on Friday nights, Eastern time zone, man. You know what I mean? I'm not from Toronto, but I'm a Canadian. Shout out to my Canadians in the chat. I know most of this is an American, you know what I mean? American people, you know what I mean? Look at Queen saying Drake is not a hoe, man. Drake did some hoe shit right now. Drake is not a hoe, man. I think that Drake, again, I said this from the beginning of the stream until now. Drake is not who y'all think he is. Drake is more gully and savage than you think he is. I'm saying this as somebody who's from OT, who's, I'm not saying I'm street affiliated, but I know some things that are going on. Drake is aligned to some street people, man. Drake is not what you think he is. I'm saying that Drake is an individual who puts on a show. Same thing with Kendrick. Kendrick is not who y'all think he is. Definitely not. Definitely not. And if people open their eyes and see beyond what the perceptions or the PR teams are doing, you're gonna get to a conclusion. And we're gonna get to some conclusions. By the way, let me show y'all somebody who's gonna get to another conclusion. And I'm talking about Maul, man. Y'all gonna be mad about it. Stay mad. Y'all are gonna be mad about it, but stay mad. Let's get to the deep crux of the issue.
Drake, I think Drake is gonna ask for something that no artist has ever asked for or received. And it's gonna be very interesting to see if he receives that.
As far as money?
As far as compensation for damages.
Mm-hmm. It's on the lawsuit side.
And I believe this. I believe this.
Absolutely. We talking up.
You know why I say this? I say this because Maul actually talks to Drake a lot. Meaning this dude has a close relationship with the person selling the lawsuit. Drake is a hoe. I won't say he's a hoe. He's definitely a snitch though. He big snitching. He's a snitch. He's a rat.
Which of $2 billion.
$2 billion.
He gonna ask for a big three. Okay,
absolutely.
I'm gonna ask for a big three.
Well, if he gets too, if he look at that point, fuck public perception. It's been real. It's been real.
I'm just saying at that point, I don't give a fuck what Black Twitter is talking about. I don't give a fuck what Black Twitter is talking about. I don't care what the barbershops are talking about.
If you getting them billies, man. If you getting them bees.
If I just sue Universal for $2 billion in my masters and I won, I'm just looking at it like people have to stop being so surface with the shit and saying, "Oh, Drake is mad that he lost. Just take the L." Cool. Y'all are talking about a rap battle. This is not the URL. We talking about the
business battle. Yes,
not URL. No disrespect to URL and smacking all them. Those.
Shout out to URL and all of them. Yep.
I support those guys. But this isn't that. This isn't a rap battle. This is Drake versus Universal Music Group. For anybody that doesn't understand what that
is, on both sides of the war. That's
I said that at the beginning. Both sides of the war getting sponsored by the same.
It's at both sides of the war, and they're in business with the streaming platforms.
Yes.
So people got to pay attention. Let's speak to that. Whoever you feel like won the rap battle, bro, salute. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to argue that. That's subjective shit. Cool. If you feel like Kendrick won, salute. Kendrick is dope. Nobody's ever denying. You can't find me nowhere saying Kendrick is not a dope MC.
Again, this goes to what I was saying earlier. Nothing out of my tongue has ever said that Kendrick sucks. Nothing out of my tongue has ever said that Kendrick is not a great MC. I've never said that. All I've ever said is people are deriding Kendrick because mostly that they hate Drake, and they're deriding Kendrick because Kendrick bought bots, and they're deriding Kendrick because Kendrick has the back end of the label, and they're deriding Kendrick because they're trying to undermine Drake, who is currently in a contract negotiation. So this is not a 20v1. No, no, no. This is borderline a 22, 23, even 30v1. In other words, I'm saying that Drake is fighting a battle beyond his rank. See, let me give you an example. If I'm fighting somebody, if I'm about to smack fight, if I'm fighting someone, by the way, it's borderline almost 3 a.m. Eastern. If I'm fighting somebody, if it's 1v1, it's cool. 2v1, I can handle. 3v1, I can maybe hang a little bit. But when it's like 20v, it's crazy. It's cooked. This nigga's fighting multiple niggas. So the battle that we're seeing in front of our faces is Kendrick versus Drake. But there's a battle behind the scenes, and that's where. Anyways, let's go.
Yeah.
You can't find it. I'm not stupid. He's one of the illest. I'm talking about now. This is away from that.
Yeah.
This is not a battle. This is a war that's about to happen.
That's a fact.
And I think that's what I want people to start talking about online. Okay, cool. If you feel like Drake is calling the cops and he's snitching and he's mad that he lost, all right, great. That's how you feel, great. What else though? This is what I'm saying. So we got to start looking at that part of it. Like we like talking about this boss and ownership and doing us. And okay, what I think Drake is doing is one of the biggest boss moves ever. He's directly petitioning for the biggest boss in the music business to come to the table and explain to me what exactly did y'all do on the business side of this. I need to see all of it.
I like that. I like that because that's basically what it is. Shout out to Queen in the chat. I'm saying he a hoe because he ate with bots and shit when it benefit him. But here's the thing, right? The bots have to be almost cleared and approved by somebody. Again, we're talking about Lucian Grange. Like, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but I gotta say it again. Lucian Grange is the owner of Universal. I'm gonna keep on saying that till the hell come on, bruh. Lucian Grange is the puppet master, y'all. He is the individual who's benefiting from all this, man. I'll say it again. Lucian Grange, a British Jewish man, is the reason that this beef has escalated to where it's been. And would I be surprised if he was funding Kendrick's side? I would not be surprised because he's trying to get rid of Drake. He's trying to be in the annihilation of Drake business. Why? Because Drake is trying to leave, man, and Drake is trying to leave. And I wouldn't be surprised if Drake is trying to go independent. In other words, I believe the dude is trying to do. I believe that I'll be real. I believe that Drake is trying to go in a Kanye route. Let's listen to Drake's biggest hater speak. Let's go.
No button goes in on.
By the way, again, fair use, fair use. Appreciate y'all for tapping in and vibing with me, man. I'm sipping on some right now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And by the way, Queen is saying Drake owes them one album. That album is the Drake and Party album. But Drake is on a renegotiation tip. When you have one more album or project left, you are in negotiations, family. This is negotiation time. Let's
Drake
go.
and calls him a lying, manipulative sack of crap. That's right.
Queen, I gotta disagree with you, Queen Sun, because I guess I'm telling you, that album is part of the negotiation. They're in negotiations. In other words, what I'm trying to say here is that Drake is trying to use this lawsuit as a way to get leverage to say, yo, you see how bad they treat me? and on the back end, he's trying to get 2 billion or at least a billion from UMG and say, "Yo, they treated me bad. They sabotaged my career. They proliferated, meaning they was sending out rumors that I'm a PDF file in order to ruin my stock, my market share, my reputation." The only problem is, dude picked the worst time to do this. The worst time possible. The worst time
And on
possible.
episode 779, Joe Budden really went in on Drake like he has never before. And that's saying a lot for a guy that pretty much hates Drake. So let's get into it. Joe starts off the pod playing some of the greatest
By the way, this is from the stop. Danny from the stop. If y'all ever get a chance, check out Danny from the stop. Let's
Drake
go.
diss tracks of all time, Exodus and Euphoria, so you already know it's going to get a little crazy. Now, I'm going to follow this by saying that some of the highlights of what Joe said was that Drake is a lying sack of crap. He has been sleeping with people's babies' moms and sending money to baby moms, and told Metro he didn't care if his mom died, he needed some beats. Joe also said that Drake is sending paperwork stopping people from entering certain spaces, and that he believes Drake is using this petition to stop the momentum of Not Like Us and ultimately get it to not be played at the Super Bowl because he does not want to be called a PDF file, and even says, "Hey, Drake, if you're not a PDF file, why does it bother you?" Which is insane for Joe to throw out there. Now to the
I mean, that's an insane thing to say because if you're not a PDF file, you're going to go out of your way to clear your name as much as possible. You're not going to let people put slander and defamation on your name. Same thing about Kendrick. Kendrick barely defended or at least went against the allegations that he beats women. He let his crisis communications firm handle that, which in my mind kind of gives credence to the fact that, bro, you ain't gonna go on wax, you ain't gonna do nothing to say you don't beat women. You just gonna let the crisis communications firms handle that. Bree beats women. It is what it is, allegedly. So, you know what I mean? He's not even trying to fight it. You know.
case, Joe says he has no sympathy for Drake signing that deal, the $400 million deal, because what he believes is that he signed a bad deal and now he's trying to get out of it by petitioning his label. Joe then says Drake will never know his value because he's always been a paid worker, and that he signed a deal that he thought was good and now he regrets it and believes that Drake sold his soul because he was chasing a check. Joe then says Drake's raps indicate that he was expecting a deal far larger than the $400 million that he got in the last deal. The cast throws around a lot of numbers, things like 600, 800, but ultimately they believe that the label did not want to give him that deal because they probably had metrics that suggested that Drake wasn't really the guy that deserved that, and he had already lost all his leverage because, his best years were behind him. A little bit later, towards the back end of the pod, they start to get into the petition, and most of the cast is saying that, oh, this is likely going to be thrown out. This is just standard business practice in the music industry. Mark Lamont says it, but then later on, Ish and Mark start to come around and try to see Drake's side by saying that payola is still illegal, and he highlights the Spitzer probe in New York City. I believe he went after the radio stations and the record labels and says that Drake doing this is maybe just a leverage play to get things in discovery and have everyone.
There you go. And that's the real crux of this argument and this whole thing, right? The crux of this argument and this whole thing is bro is trying to have leverage. He's trying to have one up. He's trying to have a leg up on the ops. Who are the ops? This is the ops. This is the ops. That's the real ops. The real ops is not Kendrick versus Drake. This is the ops, man. This is the ops. That's the ops, yo. And it's kind of funny how our community and our society would rather fight with each other than fight the ops. That's the ops, man. Let me show y'all somebody. Let me give y'all some perspective before we go deeper and from Danny from the stops. Um, you know, analysis. All right. If y'all ever get the chance, obviously watch NWA straight out of Compton. NWA was managed by a label that Eazy-E owned, co-partnered with Jerry Heller. Jerry Heller happens to be Jewish. Maybe a coincidence, maybe not. It is what it is, right? But when you look at the history of NWA, niggas with attitude, who led to the genre of gangster rap. So when you think about Lil Durk, when you think about Chief Keef, when you think about 50 Cent, when you think about Trick Daddy, when you think about Rick Ross, when you think about not really Future, Future, okay, maybe Future. When you think about almost all gangster rappers, they originated from NWA, man. From the early 90s, late 80s, they originated from this crew, man. And if you want to get an even deeper back, they originated from this dude. Yes, I'm talking about this guy. I'm talking about Ice-T. I'm talking about, I'm talking about Law and Order SVU, bruh. It originated from this man, y'all. Let's be real. It came from Ice-T, evolved to NWA. And when I'm talking about NWA, all of these Negroes, all of these niggas were getting robbed from this man. This man was taking their money. This man was stealing their money. You stealing their money. This man was stealing their money. This Jewish man was stealing their money, right? Go watch Straight Outta Compton. They had a very great depiction. This Jewish man was stealing these black people's money. Okay. We're in 2024. That stuff don't happen no more. That's come on, man. This man is stealing these niggas' money. Happens to be Jewish, stealing these Negroes' money. He's stealing these Negroes' money. Like I don't know what to tell y'all. He is stealing these niggas' money. And this is what I'm gonna say that's gonna be controversial, and people don't understand it. But here's the crazy part: Kendrick should support Drake's lawsuit. Let me repeat: Kendrick should support Drake's lawsuit. It does not make much logical, quick sense, but it makes sense in the overall culture of hip hop. If Kendrick says who he says he is, a revolutionary, anti capitalist, all these things, Kendrick should support Drake. These are facts. I'm cooking with fish grease, man. It's borderline 3 a.m. in the East Coast. I'm cooking with fish grease right now. Kendrick, obviously, is not going to do it, should support Drake in this lawsuit, man. These record labels have been doing wrong to Negroes from the beginning of time. And guess what? You won't even add Negroes. Let's not even go to blacks. Let's not even go to blacks. Let's not even go to blacks. Let's go to the white people. You see who this person is? This is Elvis Presley. This is in the 70s, sorry, 60s and 70s. This guy called Tom Parker was robbing Elvis Presley blind. Colonel Tom Parker. He was not Jewish. I know, kind of surprising because it's an uncommon trend. But this guy Tom Parker was robbed. Colonel Tom was robbing Elvis Presley blind in the music, robbing him. So much so that Elvis Presley at a certain point was in his late 40s, addicted to pills, and literally died doing shows to pay back bills. But guess what? It was because a white, disrespectful manager called Tom Parker, Colonel Tom Parker, was finessing him. Finessing him. Let me get back to it. One of the few people. One of the few people who actually defeated the labels and actually fought back on them and semi won was this man. And by the way, I don't rock with Elvis like that. I'll say it like this. But Elvis was getting robbed, man. Elvis was getting highway robbery by this dude. Search him up, Tom Parker, robbing him blind. One of the few artists who actually went against his label and actually defeated the labels and actually went crazy and actually did like fill lawsuits and went hard on them was Michael Jackson. Search it up. Michael Jackson owns the Beatles catalog, y'all. And I don't care what y'all think. I see Michael as a black man. Michael is a black man in my point of view. I don't care what y'all think, man. Michael's a black male. He's a nigga, man. He's a nigga, bro. Whatever the white issue was doing, man, I don't rock with that. I don't even approve of that. I think it's sideways. But bro, he he's a black male, man. In my eyes, he's a black male. Look at this, bro. You cannot hide this. It is what it is. But he was one of the few guys to actually battle the labels and quote unquote win. And guess what they did to him? They killed him. They unalived Michael Jackson, y'all. Do you think that doctor that was giving him this prescription pills was like some lie or anything like that? Man, I'm cooking with fish grease, man. I'm gonna give y'all 10 seconds to like the stream, man. Like the stream or send me a super chat, y'all. I'm cooking, man. I'm gonna cook harder. I'm finna cook. I'm gonna cook harder. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go super saiyan in the next 15 seconds, man. Smash that like button. Get in the super chat. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm giving y'all 10 seconds. Let's go. I have to take a pause for the cause. Hmm. Hmm. Let's preach on it. Preach on it. Michael was a black male. I'm not saying that it's up for debate. What I'm saying is, I'm saying that a lot of people within the music industry, and my point again is that a lot of black people have been screwed over in the music industry by either the label or management. And the few black people or just people who have been able to beat the industry have been screwed over or literally unalived in the industry. That's my point. That's why I bring up the fact that what Drake is doing, I'm going to link it again to Drake, is one of the riskiest, craziest things that we've ever seen. Because guess what? When Michael was going against the label, right? When Michael was fighting the labels, they put PDF charges on him, PDF file charges on him, PDF file charges on him. Guess what happened? He was found innocent by even the FBI. Innocent, not guilty. But around that time, he was dealing with issues with the labels. He was fighting the music industry. And then all of a sudden, there was a doctor. There was a doctor who was giving him prescription medicine that was incredibly toxic and led to his death. Ain't that a coincidence? But guess what? Nah, okay, maybe that's a coincidence. Oh, how about this guy? How about this guy? Who is this guy? Get in the chat. What's his name? Get in the chat. I'm gonna give y'all 10 seconds. Who is this guy? Tell me about his beef. Get in the chat. I'm giving y'all 10 seconds. Go. I'm giving y'all. I might give y'all 15. Shout out to Queen Sunkiss in the chat. She's been dope in the chat. Shout out to Boss Fight. You just came in the chat. Get in the chat, man. I'm giving y'all 15 seconds. Tell me about this story. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Go ahead. I'll give y'all 15 seconds. Let's go. Hmm. It's very simple, man. It's extremely simple. This individual, again, we're talking about Prince fighting Warner Music Group for distribution rights, label rights, sued them, having a whole beef with one of the big three. Again, what was the big three? Get in the chat again. The big three: Universal Music Group, Warner Music Group, and Sony. He was fighting one of the big three. And it just so happens that he got unalived because of pill addiction. Again, I'm gonna play what most.
I think Drake is gonna ask for something that no artist has ever asked for or received, and it's gonna be very interesting to see if he receives that.
As far as money,
as far as compensation for damages,
on the lawsuit side,
absolutely. We talking upwards of $2 billion.
$2 billion. He gonna ask for big three. Okay,
absolutely.
I'm gonna ask for a big three.
Well, if he gets too, look at that point, fuck public perception. It's been real. It's been real. It's
real talk. F public perception. We're going for $2 billion.
I'm just saying at that point, I don't give a fuck what Black Twitter is talking about. I don't give a fuck what Black Twitter is talking about. I don't care what the barbershops are talking about. Yep. If I just sue Universal for $2 billion in my masters and I won, I'm just looking at it like people have to stop being so surface with the shit and saying, "Oh, Drake is mad that he lost. Just take the L." Cool. Y'all are talking about a rap battle. This is not the URL. We're talking about
the business battle. Yes.
Not URL. No disrespect to URL and smacking all them. Those are my, I support those guys. But this isn't that. This isn't a rap battle. This is Drake versus Universal Music Group. For anybody that doesn't understand,
get in the chat. Let me know how the audio sounds, man. You know what I mean?
Financing both sides of the war.
They're financing both sides of the war, and they're in business with the streaming platforms.
Yes.
Test. I hope everybody can hear me. I hope y'all can hear me. They are in business with the same people. Let's go. So they're in business with the same people that they're arming.
So people got to pay attention. Let's speak to that. Whoever you feel like won the rap battle, bro, salute. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to argue that. That's subjective shit. Cool. If you feel like Kendrick won, yo, salute. Kendrick is dope. Nobody's ever denying. You can't find me nowhere saying Kendrick is not a dope MC.
Yeah.
You can't find it. I'm not stupid. He's one of the illest. I'm talking about now. This is away from that.
Yeah.
This is not a battle. This is a war that's about to happen.
That's a fact.
And I think that's what I want people to start talking about online. Okay, cool. If you feel like Drake is calling the cops and he's snitching and he's mad that he lost, all right, great. That's how you feel, great. What else though? This is what I'm saying. So we got to start looking at that part of it. Like we like talking about this boss and ownership and doing this. And okay, what I think Drake is doing is one of the biggest boss moves ever. He's directly petitioning for the biggest boss in the music business to come to the table and explain to me what exactly did y'all do on the business side of this. I need to see.
100% agree with Maul. He's telling the biggest boss, Lucian, and you know what, y'all gonna get mad at me because I'm gonna keep repeating it. This is the baby daddy, man. This is Big Papa, man. I'm trying to be like, bro, no Diddy. This is the guy that owns the entire genre of hip hop, man. And I want you to see it in your faces. This is the guy. And he's sponsoring both sides of the war, man. And I'm not trying to say nothing that's out of pocket. These are just facts, y'all. These are not even in this. These are facts. Let's go.
Kind of just give him his demands because they don't want to open up that can of worms. And Joe also says that he thinks Drake is probably right in what he said, but he's essentially opening up Pandora's box. And Joe then once again calls Drake the B word. He's done that before. And I'm telling you, man, this was really, really wild. I think that Joe might actually look back at this episode and realize that he went a little off the board.
Joe is only doing what he's supposed to do because a lot of people got in his ear, man. Joe Budden is saying, by the way, shout out to you, Queen. You know what I mean? Audio issues, I think I'm good on this side. Joe is only saying these things because Joe has had potentially two of his women smashed by Drake, and also a lot of people who hate Drake are feeding Joe information. Right? In other words, what I'm saying is Joe is compromised on the other end. DJ Academics is compromised on one end. I'm not gonna lie on that. Me, I'm Canadian. You know what I mean? I rock with some of Drake's music, actually a good percentage of it. I'm compromised. I'm compromised, y'all. I'm told you I'm biased as hell. I'm compromised. I do not like Kendrick as a person. Do I respect and like Kendrick as a rapper? Absolutely. That I cannot like I can't deny that. Kendrick is an amazing rapper, an amazing artist. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not insane. I'm not crazy. Do I like Kendrick the person? Absolutely not. Do I like some parts of Kendrick? Absolutely not. I dislike a lot of parts of Kendrick. I'm not a Kendrick fan. I like certain songs, certain albums, yes, but I'm not a Kendrick fan. I'm not going to pretend like I am. I'm not. I don't fuck with Kendrick. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not just gonna follow along and go along to get along. You know who I respect? I respect people who are fans of Kendrick from the jump, from day one. I don't like these new booty people who are pretending to be fans of Kendrick when they just secretly dislike Drake. You can dislike Drake, but at least have your face to it. Joe Budden hates Drake because Drake was smashing on some of his exes. That's why.
And it was not even just reflected in the way that he was talking about Drake. It reflected in the way that he was talking to his cast members. He was constantly telling them to shut up, be quiet, let me get my stuff off. And this is very reminiscent to 8 years ago. If you don't remember, 8 years ago, when Joe Budden started the pod, he was beefing with Drake at the time. And he was telling his cast members, be quiet, you need to go in on Drake.
I gotta say this: beef is good for business. So even, you know what I mean, Joe Budden beefing with Drake, or at least seeming to beef with Drake, this is very good for his business.
Came
Let's
about
go.
Drake versus Joe Budden. And this is confirmed by what Marissa Mendez said, by Rory's words later on. He said that he was afraid it
I will say this: Drake, sorry, not Drake. Kendrick has a great pen. Kendrick has a fantastic pen.
was going to become the Drake podcast. And in many ways, the Joe Budden podcast did become the Drake podcast. It's
So Queen, who's your favorite artist? I forgot to ask you this. Who do you like? Who do you
kind
like?
of like a reaction to Drake's career in some sense. And it's just really wild. But let me wrap up by bringing up some of the highlights of this episode that weren't at the forefront.
No, that's facts though. Kendrick literally, right? Kendrick's father figure is a big time blood in LA in Compton. Like that's his father figure. I'm talking about Top, right? You talking about? Let me say this, man. Kendrick is not that innocent, all that bro. Like people have to stop deifying these niggas, man. Big time blood. We're talking about Top, and apparently Top, who owned the label that Kendrick was signed to, was beating up Kendrick's father. Let me repeat. Kendrick's father, Kendrick Lamar's father, was getting beat the F up by the label owner of Kendrick's previous label, TDE. Anyways, let's keep going.
Of the Drake thing. They also say in this episode that Lil Wayne recorded or he went in the booth to possibly diss Kendrick, but he tried to call Kendrick and Kendrick didn't answer. The rest of the cast starts to kind of, I'm just saying they slobbing Kendrick a bit, man. They're like, oh Wayne.
They slot what a little bit? Man, they are going down on their knees, spitting on that thing. Hawk tour. They hawk to man. Let me show you what they doing. They do. Let me show you what they doing to Kendrick, man. These people, and you know what? This is what I hate about hip hop, and I hate about actually social media. In social media, we've reached to a level where people are doing the hawk tour. Literally, they hawk tour. It's over here. This is what people is doing with Ken. They giving him that hawk tour, spit on that thing. And by the way, I don't rock with this hawk tour girl. She's kind of a little suspect. But people are doing the hawk tour all over Kendrick. They gonna spit on that thing. And why are they spitting on that thing? It's because they hate Drake. They hate Drake so much they will do the hawk tour, man. They getting on their knees. They are, lubricating their mouth. They're doing everything in between in order to show that they swallow Kendrick in order to down Drake. These are facts. Let's
Didn't
go.
even respond to him because nobody wants to hear it. But Ish is the only one that seems to be on Wayne or Drake's side, saying that, hey, man, Lil Wayne can rap too. He shouldn't necessarily bow before
By the way, shout out to Ish. Ish from the Joe Budden podcast. That's my favorite cast member.
the kingdom of, or bow beneath the kingdom of Kendrick, and that if he feels he can rap, he can.
I do agree with you, man. Drake need to sit his ass down for real. You a fan of Lil Kim? Are you a fan of Lil Kim? Let me know. And Kendrick is not that type of artist. Kendrick is not a pop artist, man. Conscious rapper. Not like us is not Kendrick's norm. Folks need to exact bro. I gotta start out. Not like us was Kendrick going outside of his pocket. Who inspired him to get in that pocket? Y'all don't want to admit it or say it. Let's
Rap.
go.
Then also something else that I highlighted was he says that he believes Drake was the beneficiary of bots. So why is he mad at Kendrick for doing that? It's a theory a lot of people have. Joe also says that Drake's fan base migrated from being cool people to incels. I don't know what data he has of that. I think it's just something that he's kind of creating in order to undermine Drake's career in the back half of his career. And he says that Drake forgot who he was fighting for, and even highlights how he was click hopping, going from the Princes to Lil Wayne to all these other folks. So he just really, really goes in on Drake. And he also says that, Drake isn't really a big business success outside of music, highlighting how his Nike, NFL, Apple, hookah, candle, and record label deals.
By the way, if y'all are rocking with me, y'all can do like Queen did. Send a super chat. I'm taking a shot. Let's go.
Haven't worked. Now I don't know what he means by the Apple thing.
And if you here, man, if you ain't trying to send me a shot, at least smash that like button, man. Smash that like button, man. Let's get it popping, man. Let's get it moving. We're at almost 3 a.m. Eastern time, man. And you know what? Almost a 3 hour stream, man. I kind of want to do four, but we'll see how it goes. We're doing a 3 hour or 4 hour stream. Talk to me, people.
And I don't know. I thought the Apple thing went well. Then they cover the 100 gigs thing and says that, he tried to release on Instagram, and he thinks that, Ice brought this up, that, Drake owns his own music, but he doesn't have control of it. So he can't drop it in the way he wants. Now, that was the episode in a nutshell. I'm not trying to break down the whole thing. I just wanted to take the Drake diss, which is what everybody is probably looking for. Now, this is only on Patreon as of now, so I think it's going to stay Patreon for the time being. We all know Joe has probably made upwards of 10 to 20 million off of Drake, I believe, just off of all the.
Of course. Like, are we dumb, stupid, or slow? Y'all already know that Joe Budden made millions off Drake. See, this is what pisses me off, y'all. You have people. You have people like Joe Budden. You have people like Kendrick who done made millions off Drake. And these ungrateful bastards are bashing the man who's giving them tons of money. It's crazy.
The subscriptions, the YouTube views over the last 8 years. I think that's a conservative number. And let me know what you think. Do you plan on paying for the episode? Do you feel like Joe is right in his assertion of Drake? Now, it's Drake hate era. Like, everybody hates Drake. The man could cure cancer, and people will say, oh, you cured cancer because, you wanted to sell records. You a cornball, dog. You ain't really want to cure cancer. And it's really just an uphill battle for Drake now. I mean, he's still rich.
I mean, it's obvious. Yeah, it's a hate Drake campaign. It's fine.
Assume he's gonna fight this case out, and I think he has something in the tuck, and it will ultimately lead to him possibly getting out of his contract. Who knows? Now, this is episode 779. And just to break down again, they really went in on Drake. Everybody on the cast outside of Ish was dissing Drake. You got Parks the Backpacker, who just loves to pander to that backpack type rap. I never seen him support Drake in any way on the pod. I actually think he's the biggest Drake hater. Then you got Melissa Ford, who was on an episode of Drink Champs talking about how Drake was, the one, refusing to talk about how he slid through her and Takara with relative ease.
I mean, Drake was smashing on them, man. Let's go.
I mean, he went through those models, like I would say, like Jordan in the Eastern Conference. It was.
I mean, let's be real, man. A lot of these people hate Drake because he's successful, man. I'll say this. Drake also had a lot of missteps in this battle. The biggest, obviously, is the lawsuit. Again, I said this. I even have this title. Drake is a snitch. Drake is a snitch, y'all. Drake is a snitch, man. When you're engaging in battle and you're causing issues in a battle, right? You can't just grab your basketball or grab your foosball or grab your football and walk away after you done lost. You have to fight. Keep fighting. Or fold and then go fight another battle another day. Let's
Really easy
go.
work. I think he got them out in 4 games. Really. Then you had Ice, who's kind of middle of the road. Then you have Mark. He's the professor, and you have Flip, who was largely quiet, but I do think he contributed. It wasn't like he was just
Hey Queen, you gonna send another super chat? Queen, you send another super chat. I want to take a shot right now. Hey man, like I said, if y'all send that super chat, if y'all send that super chat, your boy might take a little shotty. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I might take one more shot, man. We got about 2 more videos to go, people. We got 2 more videos to go, man.
there.
And like I said, like the stream, like the video, man. I'm giving y'all great content. And if you're listening on the back end, I'm going to have this on the replay. Y'all y'all like. And if you're listening on the podcasting platforms, give your boy 5 stars. And if anything else, I have this on Patreon, uncensored full version. Let's go.
Shut up and afraid to say stuff. He tried. I mean, it's a
Should I take one more shot? Or is that doing too much?
podcast with like 8 people on it, so he got in where he fit in. Um, it was a good episode, but it's clear Joe hates Drake's guts, and I would say by him focusing
I mean, that's a fact. Everybody knows that. He hates Drake to the maximum. Hates
on the
him.
baby mama aspect, that he probably was a victim of Drake, and it's just odd to see
Of course, he was a victim. He was a victim because dude was smashing his girls.
Joe in this state to root for Drake's
And Drake turned into the nigga that he almost was. And that's literally a bar. Meaning, in other words, Drake took Joe Budden's whole sauce and flair and turned it up a notch. Let's go.
failure to be happy to see him kind of in this position. And I do wonder if at any point if Drake
By the way, again, smash that like button and shout out to us, man. Shout out to every single one of y'all. I did not plan on doing a 3 hour stream. We are 3 hours in this stream, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Of course, I appreciate Queen Sunkiss in the chat. She's been amazing. We had this guy called Boss Fight, who's, you know what I mean, getting in the chat too. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all. I appreciate me. I appreciate me for being there. Let's go.
will ever respond to the people who really, really tap danced on his grave, like are just happy to see him struggle. Yeah, man. Like I said, I think Joe will look back at this episode and realize it was the worst of him and not the best of him. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with my assertion? I tried my best to break down this episode, and I know a lot of people will be like, "Oh, Danny, why are you supporting Drake?" Hey, I was just trying to break down the episode and give my observations, man. Follow me on Instagram to Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter to Stop TV. I'm not playing any clips from this episode, y'all, because I mean, it's on Patreon right now, and you don't want to get striked, bro. Joe is really, he doesn't like it when you share his Patreon, man. He be sending the strike bots. All right, this is Danny from the Stop. Peace.
Chicks. Oh boy. No, I'm not doing that. Right.
By the way, shout out to Danny from the Stop. Y'all check him out. He's a really great content creator. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. This has been, some people could argue that I've been a lot on the Drake side. Let's hear about a Drake hater. Let's have somebody who's a Kendrick D rider. Let's have him speak. Let's have again. I really hate this individual. I don't like him. I think he's fake. I think he's whack. But a lot of people like him. So let's hear what he has to
Hi
say.
everyone, Big Thinny Thrill Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you're doing well. It's time for a
Shout out to Queen here. It says Drake brought all this hate to himself. He's getting what he asked for. That's a fair assessment. I'm not even going to deny that. You know what I mean? Drake, in essence, has been at the top of the game for so long. There had to be a fall off. You know what I mean? There had to be some kind of war back. You know what I mean? Um, let's see. By the way, my question for everybody in the chat: did y'all listen to GNX? What were y'all thoughts on GNX?
Review of the new Kendrick Lamar
We're not gonna watch the full video, but we're going to go closer to the end in a bit.
album.
And I'm gonna give my opinions spurs throughout. I personally think the GNX was good. Was it great? No. Was it one of Kendrick's better albums? Yes. But was it S tier? Was it the highest that Kendrick can do? Absolutely not. No, it was not.
Album GNX. Kendrick, Lamar, Duckworth, Compton rapper, generational talent, someone considered by many to be one of the best songwriters.
By the way, this MF loves Kendrick. You already know. Look at his face. Look at this beat. Look at his face. You already know he loves
Of
Kendrick.
his generation. He has long been both a rapper's rapper and somebody whose creative appeal transcends the genre itself, as his music and name tends to command respect with music fans of all stripes. That's not to say he and his work aren't ever polarizing or controversial. After all, this sixth album of his is driving a lot of discourse right now, but way before this record came out, Kendrick was already having a pretty hot 2024. As this past spring, he came out the victor in a multi-track beef with commercial Canadian hip-hop titan Drake. If there is such a thing in the modern rap landscape as a multinational bank that's too big to fail, that's Drake. Because recently he's been releasing a lot of music that many consider to not really hold a candle to his more classic works, and yet he continues to hold strong as the most streamed modern rap artist today. And his unwavering grip on the industry these days is something he seems to be very well aware of, and he operates as such. Whether he's putting little effort into an uninspired collaboration or song, or sending out not so subliminal shots on a group of bars.
I absolutely hate this guy. It is what it is. Let's go to the ending of this BS.
R&B touches as well. It's just an absolute vibe.
By the way, get in the chat. Let me know what y'all thought of the recent Kendrick drop. I think the Kendrick drop is gonna do really, really well, money wise. In other words, bro is gonna make a lot. Like it says, like 300 something on the sales tip. Like, bruh did his thing on the sales. Family did his thing on the sales.
Really the vibiest track on the entire record. And honestly, I think the only thing that kind of makes it is that it could have been longer. It actually could have been like another minute or so longer. The song Peekaboo is also quiet and skeletal, but it's taking things in a much more grim direction. I love the hurried refrain that is kind of like a meta commentary in and of itself. It's like Kendrick is essentially coming on here to make a nonsense bullshit type track that doesn't really say or communicate much as a means of making fun of other rap music that also doesn't communicate much. But still, even as Kendrick is saying nothing, it's still going to get stuck in your head. It's still going to make you laugh. He's still going to make a point or two like, why are you acting hard on IG Live? Isn't that kind of silly? Also, beam bop boom 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 bop bam. The type of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm talking about? This is what happens when hip hop gets taken over by these weirdo dweebs who find artistry in retarded language and understanding. They just want to like a guy because he's a guy that's anti another guy. In other words, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. What I'm talking about is Anthony Fantano doesn't actually like Kendrick. No, he likes what Kendrick represents. He likes what Kendrick represents. He doesn't actually like Kendrick. This dweeb, weird nerd, weird looking, you know what I mean? Get on, my face, like ugly ass turtle looking at, you know what I mean? Mustache looking at that bald head looking at boy. This dude does not actually like Kendrick. This dude just hates Drake. And that's the truth. He hates Drake. That's the truth. And if Drake's biggest op is Kendrick, he will be a fan of Kendrick. This is the same individual who gave a Kanye's best album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like a 7. Now we're gonna get to the point where he gives this a ridiculous score, and we're gonna hear it. And we're gonna go through it because I know a lot of people who actually like GNX. And I don't get y'all. I think GNX was good. I don't think it was great. I think it was good. It wasn't great. I think it was a 7. But listen to what this weirdo is gonna give. GNX is gonna he's gonna give it something crazy. He's gonna give it a crazy number, and you're gonna be like, what? But look at this dweeb ass nigga. What do you expect? Let's go. It's like
The type of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand. It sounds like something out of an old Lil B song or like Super Hot Fire sketch. And with LA rapper AZ.
Exactly. He just put some ish together to get ready for the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Kendrick gets more trades in that are, again, full of chemistry and very catchy. Following this, we have another track that is kind of like another cheeky little allusion to the beef that just went down between Kendrick and Drake. That would be The Heart Part 6, which is this ongoing song and single series that, you know, famously so far hasn't typically featured in the main course of any Kendrick record up until this point, but he's putting it right toward the end on this album because if you remember in this series of tracks that were, disses and traded back and forth between Kendrick and Drake, Drake's final response to Kendrick was titled The Heart Part 6, was obviously his own funny little way of being like, well, I'm going to use your own.
Again, fair use. I don't own this piece of content. The fact remains is that this individual, Anthony Fantano, somehow has credibility among a lot of people. And I'm playing it because I want to show y'all balance. What is balance? Balance is saying that I'm not just going to play or rock on my side. I'm going to play the op side. What is the ops? The ops is Kendrick fans who want to de-stroke him because he's fighting their op. By the way, follow what Miss Queen hit the like button, share the stream, support the content, man. Please. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Thank you, lady. Support me, support what I'm doing. Much love and appreciation. And oh my God. Yes, I gotta get ready to take the shot. Hold up, hold on. I'll be right back. Oh my God, let's go. This is crazy. This is great.
Song series idea title thing against you, which admirable move. The track ended up being kind of like trash, and it was clear that his heart wasn't really in the song, and it ended up not really.
This song was not trash. Actually, the song was good. I'll be right back.
Doing much, but now Kendrick is very much taking the opportunity to do his own Heart Part 6, and he pretty much like sidesteps any drama beyond the title being his here, claiming it, reclaiming it, and essentially tells like a really beautiful slice of life kind of story about how he came up originally as a rapper in kind of that TDE ecosystem, his former label Top Dog Entertainment. And he's mentioning Punch and Ab Soul and Schoolboy Q and J-Rock, also producer Soundwave, whose fingerprints are all over this new record as well. And this was a really important tale to tell because these are intimate details of this time, this era in Kendrick's life that we haven't gotten a lot of peeks into up until this point outside of like interviews here and there. And it's just significant, I think, to frame things in a way that gets people to understand that Kendrick, while he is often seen as, that guy that one guy. His fame and his success isn't owed simply to him. It took a lot of other people influencing him and inspiring him and supporting him to get him to this point. The title track on the record is this wild ass posse cut featuring a bunch of LA guys over this instrumental that is just total madness. It sounds like getting wasted and using Fruity Loops for the first time. There's an absolutely nutty vocal mix on this track too. The bass is just overbearing and the groove is very odd. There's some rushes of strings too. Really the rapping and flows over it is so confident and so steady that it
Bro, I hate this weird ass dweeb nigga, man. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But guess who I don't hate? Guess who I don't hate? I do not hate Queen Sunkissed for sending another super chat. I appreciate y'all. Like I made my promise from the beginning of the stream. Every super chat I get, we taking a shot. So we're gonna take a shot to a good night, good time. Get in the chat. Like I said, like, comment, sub. Do y'all thing. Share as you can. Appreciate Sunkiss for this. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's go. Ooh. Ooh. Goddamn. 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 I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right back with y'all. Holy, let's go.
kind of makes up for it and brings some order to the chaos. I think it's my least favorite track on the album, but it is a genuinely ballsy and unhinged effort that, despite it being a little unpalatable, I still kind of admire it. And then there's Gloria, the very grand and personal finisher for the record, where, in so many words, to put it very simply, Kendrick essentially writes about his writing process, his pen, as it were, and details his relationship with that as if it was a personal or a romantic connection with another person. And there are some issues there. There's highs and lows. There's maybe even a bit of a dependency. It may not be the healthiest of relationships, but it's gotten him to where he is today. And, you know, it's always kind of been there for him and been there with him, no matter what he was going through. The track is just thoughtful and poetic beyond words. I know similar ones have been written in the past, but Kendrick definitely puts his own spin on this formula. I think it's a track that is beyond words to an extent. It really needs to be experienced for what it is. And yeah, no line hits harder on this track than when he says, "Ain't no bitch like my bitch, cause that bitch been my pen." And that's this record, man. I think it's great. I'm loving the hell out of it. It's impressive. It's hard hitting. It's catchy. It's direct and to the point. It is loaded with personality and wit and charisma, memorable beats and choruses and narrative concepts, passionate performances too. I really truly think this is Kendrick's best and most focused and most cohesive work since T-Pab, though the reasons I enjoy it are really entirely different in a lot of ways. And yet this new record over here is still incredible on its own merits. It's not like, Kendrick is an artist who's running out of gas, running out of steam, trying to recreate the same magic of a past success on this album. He's pushing forward. He's trying new things. He's experimenting.
By the way, this is why Drake lost. Drake lost because there's more people like Anthony Fantano and the Needle Drop than people who are real ones, who are real and ninjas. And it's a public relations win, y'all. You know what I mean? That's why Kendrick won. Kendrick has a great pen. I'm not gonna deny that. But the fact remains is that you have more of these than others, man. This guy, Anthony Fantano, is gonna give a rating for this album that's completely out of pocket and insane. Let's go. That's completely out of pocket and insane because he is blinded by his hate for Drake. Let's go. Let's finish this. Yeah, man. Anthony Fantano, let him know your stupid rating. Let's go. Let's go then.
And making waves in the process. I'm going to end this review here before I run out of goddamn breath, and I'm going to say I'm feeling a light 9 on it.
A light 9. Okay, this is a light 9. This is infamous from a guy who gives every album, every hip hop album. I don't know about his other genres. Very low scores. And this is what the culture feeling. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Transition. Have you given this album a listen?
All right, brother. All right, brother. A light 9. Okay. 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 See, again, this is the problem. You know what I mean? I look at it like this. If you are a Kendrick Lamar fan, just come out the closet. If you're a K-bot, come out the closet. You don't have to do everything. It is not a 9. This album is a 7. This album is a 7. You have to grade on a curve. It is a 7. This album is a 7. This nigga's giving it a 9. It is a 7, man. This album is a 7. Luther, that's the best track on the album. TV Off, second best track on the album. Okay? Third best track, I think, is either Reincarnated or Whacked Out Murals or the first track. This album, again, is a 7. I say this, I'm not a Kendrick fan, but Kendrick has released better albums than this. Damn, better album. Way better album. Okay? To Pimp, actually, not even To Pimp a Butterfly. The first album by Kendrick Lamar. I don't know why I'm blanking out right now, but Kendrick's first album, way better. Kendrick's first album, way better. GNX is a good album. It's not a great album. It's not a great album. And when we confiscate these things, we start to make things look like Good Kid, Mad City. Let me say this again. Dime is better. Good Kid, Mad City is better. To Pimp a Butterfly, actually, no. GNX is better. GNX is maybe number 3 or 4. GNX is better than To Pimp a Butterfly. I personally like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I might put that on over that. So maybe GNX is like 8. Maybe it's 8 out of 10. I'm gonna say this: Good Kid, Mad City was fantastic, y'all. Fantastic. I'll say this: I even like Section 80. I like Section 80 a lot. I like Section 80 a lot. So if we were to rate this, right? I liked TV Off. I like Whacked Out Murals. I like Reincarnated. And I like Luther. Luther, I think personally, I think Luther was the best track in the entire thing. Right? Does that make it a 9? Hell no. That's not a 9. It's a 7 or 8. Good Kid, Mad City. Fantastic album. Damn, fantastic album. For me, Mr. Morale and Big Steppers, I really like that album. You know what I mean? And then GNX. So what are we talking about? I'll tell you what we're talking about. I'll tell you exactly what we're talking about. We're saying that this album, among all of Kendrick's discography, is in the middle. And if it's mid in his discography, it means it's mid in general. Do you understand what I'm saying, y'all? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, man. Let me hear what the chat is saying. You know what I mean? So Queen's, yes, Kendrick has much better work. Facts. There we go. This album is a placeholder of something else. So I think there's a deluxe coming. So I kind of feel that. Whacked Out Murals are reincarnated. I feel that. Yeah, I can agree with that. Good Kid, Mad City, definitely way better. Shout out to Elm Street Films coming into the chat. Yes, it is way better. Good Kid, Mad City is way better than GNX. But then you have these dweebs like this freaking weirdo. And apparently we stamped him in our culture because our culture don't stand for nothing. We just let randoms pull up. We just let randoms pull up. Let this random ass pull up, and then he has an opinion, and he says that this is a 9, meaning GNX was a 9. Crazy. But anyways, shout out to Queen coming again. If you know Kendrick and his music, GNX come off as very rushed. Very fair. I'm not a big Kendrick guy, but you know, I don't think that I think Kendrick has a deluxe coming, and the deluxe will be more closer aligned to what he was saying. This was not a 9. I know that. This was a 7. And if you being generous, this was maybe an 8. But the baby, you put it at 7.5. Let's hear what my boy Ak has to say. And then I'm a dip. I'm gonna have to dip. I, we pushing 4 hours, y'all. We pushing 4. We are pushing 4 hours, people. Let's go. And by the way, I might take one more shot. I might take one last shot before I head out. We're pushing 4 hours, y'all. Fair use, fair use, fair use. I don't own this piece of content. This belongs to academics. It does not belong to me. This belongs to academics. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. We have Queen in the chat. I think Boss Fight might have been here. Maybe he left. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's back watching. And we have the homie Elm Street Films here as well. You know what I mean? Listen to what Queen Sunkist was saying. Like, share the stream, support the content. If you watching from the bushes, like the stream. If you're watching from the back screen, I want to see these likes come to 10. I need 10 likes. I need 10 likes before I head out. I need 10 likes in this Alpha. We need 10 likes in this stream. Let's get it popping, man. Let's get it popping. You know what I mean? If you're listening on audio platforms, let's get the 5 stars. Let's go.
Hold on, give me one more second. I'm looking. Give me 1 second. Figuring the bitch out. Nigga, I'm tight as shit now, nigga. Yo, I'm gonna have to holler at my nigga Drake, man. This shit's getting out of fucking hand, bro. I'm gonna holler at Drake, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I told y'all that fucking lawsuit was just fucking worst timing. Bruh! Fuck nigga Kendrick now expected to sell 325. Bruh! Look. Just off of that shit, Kendrick jumped from 291 projected to 325. Yo, Drake, you better give that nigga an invoice. Fuck what Universal owe you. That nigga owe you some bread. The nigga was gonna sell under 300. Drake fans were like, oh, thank you. Oh, man. We thought that shit was going to sell 600K. Okay, at least it's under 300. Yeah, he didn't even come close to For All the Dogs. I bet, man. Aubrey's a GOAT. We so good. Let this nigga have this couple months. Drake drops the lawsuit, promotes the fuck out of everything Kendrick got going on, because now it's Kendrick. This nigga's now about to sell 325. God damn it. What the fuck? Yo, I gotta teach Drake what I do when I don't like niggas and they're dropping. Yo, when Meek was dropping, yo, I couldn't say a word. I couldn't say a tweet. I was acting like I don't see nothing going on. The moment the first week sales was in, nigga, I was popping all type of shit, nigga. Me, I ignore a op till the first week sales come in. Then I start basking in your failure. I'm not gonna tweet out your shit second day in. The fuck? Hell nah. Crazy? I'm not no dummy. Nigga, I'm trying to hope you fail. I ain't trying to.
I will say this, even though academics is corny and lame and very much so a weirdo, he did build a lane for a lot of these niggas. And a lane even for me as somebody who does content. I take a lot of inspiration from what he does. Am I trying to be an academics clone? Hell no. I'm me, I'm my own man. I'm not going to be this dude. But what I will say is, would I be surprised if he was getting a check from OVO or from Drake? Hell no. He's clearly working for them. He's working for them. Let's
Help you
go.
win? Oh fuck. Yo, I gotta tell Drake, no, do nothing more this. Well, actually, the tracking week ends today, so it doesn't matter. I was gonna say we gotta keep this fuck nigga below 400. It sounds like hate, but yo, us Drake fans need a win. We need a win right now, and the win is that nigga in his biggest moment ever can't fuck with Drake. We did 400K. He can't fuck with us. We different. Okay? He's getting a little bit close. So I'm going to stop talking about it now. Everybody go enjoy their Thanksgiving. Chat, I don't know if I'm going to be back later tonight because the itis might kick in, but I got to stream tomorrow. A lot of topics that I have missed. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I hope you realize I love y'all by me giving you my time. You guys give me your time. You give me your resources, your subscriptions, your donations. But most of all, nothing is more important than your time. I hope that you guys spend the rest of the day with your loved ones, whoever you value in life. Again, I clearly value you guys. I know you value me for even being here. We've had thousands of people just sitting here watching me. Appreciate you guys for that. Could never say it enough. Whether we agree, whether we disagree, clearly we have a commonality in the subject matter that we're talking about. And I trust me, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys. All right. I'm going to go spend some time with the family. I'm glad I spent some.
By the way, I want to give Act this credit. Dude was streaming on Thanksgiving. And I know most of my audience is American. In Canada, we had our Thanksgiving last month. American Thanksgiving was on Thursday, last Thursday. Appreciate y'all again for showing love. You know what I mean? I appreciate academics for even him streaming on American Thanksgiving. He's from New Jersey, right? By the way, follow what the Queen is saying, man. Please leave a comment on the comment board after the stream. That's real. The fact remains, right? Dude was streaming on the holidays, and it looks like apparently the Kendrick is gonna have on some 300 type streaming number, like 300 first week. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm not hating on Kendrick. Kendrick did what he's supposed to do, which is capitalize on a moment in time. Capitalize. Again, I don't think that album was one of his best albums. I told y'all in the chat. I told y'all. We have Elm Street who say Good Kid, Mad City was way better. Yes, it was. So was Damn. Damn was way better. Right? Mr. Morale. For me, I like Mr. Morale more than GNX. It is what it is. GNX was a 7, man. And if you look at Kendrick's album, that would make it mid. Is it mid in terms of hip hop all around? No. It's a good album compared to the garbage we've been getting. But is it mid compared to his albums? Yes. Let's go, man.
Time with my other family, which are you guys, and I'll be back on either later tonight, depending on how much the oxtail hit. Because I ain't gonna lie, I've been on a diet for today. Anybody going to die for
Shout out to the oxtail. Shout out to my Caribbean man.
today? Oh man, I've been on a diet for today, man. I went on a diet for this shit. So now, shit. Anybody get to Thanksgiving table and have to unbuckle their pants? No Diddy. Like, I gotta unbuckle it because I'm I gotta go 3 rounds. Pause. 3 plates. I'm coming, baby. It's all good, man. Listen to Jamaican Thanksgiving, oxtail, curry. God, it's gonna be good. Love y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow, or I'll see y'all later tonight. If the
Man, shout out to him for that. Shout out to him, man. He getting his oxtail, he getting his curry, yeah, man. We ain't mad at that. We are definitely not mad at that. You know what I mean? What we are mad at, though, if we're being specific, is we're gonna. I'm gonna switch sides. I'm gonna switch sides a little bit, right? What we are mad at is how the music industry again is being manipulated, and that's the point of this entire stream podcast or whatever you want to call it, is the manipulation of music, manipulations of narratives, manipulations of thoughts, experiments, and people, where you have individuals in the music industry who are not only profiting of people's lives, people's perceptions, but people profiting on any way possible to make a money, and they're playing both sides. You dig? And that's my problem. That's my problem. So yes, Drake can be a snitch. Kendrick can have a good album. But when you playing both sides and you being a slimy snake, like this guy that I just done showing you called Lucian Grange, you are getting an individual who is a rat bastard who is playing both sides against each other to get his ultimate goal. What's the ultimate goal? Let me explain to you what the ultimate goal is. Money. It's money. By the way, shout out to Well Beats in the chat. Shout out to Well Beats in the chat. Welcome from Brazil. Shout out to my Brazilian man. Cheers. All right. What we're talking about money, man. We're talking about manipulation. When we're talking about people who just want to get their way, we got to talk about one person, man. I'm gonna get off my cell phone. I'm gonna get off my cell phone. We got to talk about one individual. I'm gonna talk about one individual. Talking about this guy. So, like I told y'all before, Lucian Grange is the most powerful person in music, man. This is the most powerful person in music. And for a long time, one of the most powerful people in music was Diddy. And I left this on the back end. I didn't want to put this as on the front end. I didn't want to have this as the main topic. But when we're talking about people who are in powerful position, we got to talk about the diddler, man. We got to talk about the diddler. And if you don't know the updates, I'm going to give y'all the updates about the situation. Let's listen to the video, bro. Let's go. Let's go, man. Crazy. Again, fair use. I don't own this piece of content. This belongs to ABC News. Let's go.
I'm Ken Whitworth here in Los Angeles, and we have breaking news right now on ABC News Live. A judge has denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs. Of course, this was the hip-hop mogul's latest bid for freedom as he remains in federal jail for his racketeering and sex trafficking case. The producer and rapper has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. Combs was previously denied bail back in September as well. For more on this, I'm going to bring in ABC News legal contributor Shauna Lloyd, who's joining us on the phone, as well as ABC News contributor and SiriusXM radio host Mike Muse for more on this. So I'm glad to have you both here with us. So first of all, Shauna, let's jump here to you because I'm.
So again, we're in a situation where Diddy, right? Diddy is getting less amounts, right? Not less amounts, but he's getting bail offers that don't normally happen, right? But he has not gotten bail again. In other words, dude has been denied. This is his third denial. Let's go.
Curious at all if you're surprised by this ruling from the judge here again to deny bail to Sean Diddy Combs.
No, I'm not surprised by the ruling because, as she cited in her order, there are very serious allegations about the danger that he potentially poses to other witnesses and the public at large.
By the way, get in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on Diddy getting denied bail a third time.
There are allegations that he has, been violent with others.
By the way, I have a theory, and my theory is I believe that Diddy is actually going to be freed. I think Diddy is going to go free. I believe Diddy's going to go free because he has one, too much money, two, too many secrets, three, he's gonna start ratting and snitching. And 4, he might die in jail. So he's going to be free, I believe, in about 2 years from now, because this whole situation is gonna last 3 years. He is going to, 1, buy his freedom, 2, manipulate his freedom, 3, potentially get people whacked or dealt with for his freedom. Meaning, when the trial happens, people will potentially disappear. So Queen is asking if Diddy gonna give it up. I don't think he's gonna give it up. I think that he's making deals on the back end. Let's go.
He's also attempted to allegedly intimidate other witnesses and still contact witnesses while incarcerated, despite having an order that says he's not supposed to. So under these types of conditions, we usually find that the judge will not grant bail in order to preserve the judicial system and the witnesses and ensure that testimony, people feel comfortable being able to come to court and testify without being threatened with violence.
And that's part of exactly what the judge is saying, that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. I mean, Mike Muse, that is quite a statement here when someone is trying to get out on bail, noting that his defense lawyer said, let him out on bail. He would be in his 3-bedroom apartment right in New York, and that he would be monitored at all times. And the judge just not buying it.
Not buying it at all, Kana. And safety can mean a couple of different things. Safety just doesn't mean free.
By the way, I want to let y'all know, right, that there's somebody that actually there's actually somebody who actually went down for something similar, right? In terms of sexual trafficking, right? So there's a company called Abercrombie and Fitch, right? Abercrombie and Fitch. Let me get this again. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on for a quick second. Let me actually play this through. Let me play this through.
From harm of violence. Safety can also too means emotional and mental dynamics that could occur by Sean Combs reaching out to potential witness to get them to possibly change their testimony, to feel threatened that if they were to come forward and to testify against him, associates on the outside may be able to get in contact with them, really making them feel unsafe to go before the court, go before jury, go before the witness stand and to testify. What we're also too seeing is the judge brought in evidence from a text that Cassie sent to Diddy after the elevator incident, where Cassie said, quote, you are sick to think that it was okay to do what you did to me, really feeding into what the judge is concerned about in terms of physical safety. So we highlighted mental and emotional safety as well as physical safety that the judge has cited as a reason needing to keep to deny Sean Combs bail.
Right, and of course that violent incident with Cassie is certainly the crux of this case, and we know that his lawyers have pushed back on that video a lot. His lawyer at one point said that in fact is evidence of a relationship deteriorating when it is viewed clearly very differently by the judge here in this case. But also, Shauna, I'm curious as to your thoughts here on these allegations, right, of witness tampering. We've heard these allegations.
Okay. So let me pause it right quick, right? Let me peep the chat again. So here's what Queen is saying, right? I wonder if Diddy gonna give it out. Diddy isn't getting out of jail. I heard he gave up Clive Davis. Yeah, that's what happened. So here's the facts. Let's rewind back.
At one point said that in fact is evidence of a relationship deteriorating when it is viewed clearly very differently by the judge here in this case. But also, Shauna, I'm curious as to your thoughts here on these allegations, right, of witness tampering. We've heard these allegations that he was, using other inmates' phone accounts to try to make phone calls in a way to make it so that they.
Now, let me pause this right quick to say the fact that Diddy was using other people's phones and was doing all this shady, borderline illegal things. These are things that happen in the jail often. You know what I mean? So the fact remains is that it's illegal, but it's common practice, meaning it's things like, let's say you jaywalking, right? You jaywalking across the street. That's illegal, but everybody does it, and we just pass a blind eye. Even the police pass a blind eye. Blind eye. The fact remains is that whatever that Diddy was doing in that jail was what jail people do, right? And the fact remains here is that you have a situation where Sean P. Diddy Combs could get freed because there is almost an identical billionaire who did the same thing. Here, look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO, right? Michael Jeffries released on $10 million bond in international sex trafficking case. Jeffries' partner and co-defendant Matthew Smith will remain in custody until his New York arraignment. So let me read the article right quick. Michael Jeffries, 80, appeared in West Palm Beach federal court this afternoon with his life partner and co-defendant Matthew Smith. Fruity boy. You know what I mean? Multi-rainbow nigga. Okay, so actually let me
Oxtail,
actually
as in
show it to let me show it to you guys actually right here. So y'all gonna see what I'm reading right now. Jeffries, former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch from 1992 to 2014, looked calm wearing navy pullover sweater, white pants, his hand shackled to the chain around his waist. Jeffries left court surrounded by lawyers after the judge ruled he could go free on bond while fighting his sex trafficking charges. Again, I'm not saying that Diddy should be free. I'm saying that somebody who was a former executive has been freed. And here's what I'm saying here. This is a white male. Michael Jeffries is a white male. That's all I'm saying here. I'm not alleging nothing. I'm just saying this is a white male. Let's finish reading this article, man. All right. Prosecutors agreed with his lawyer on a $10 million bond secured by a house he co-owns with his wife on Fisher Island, New York. Okay, so this guy has a wife, but he also has a male partner. Okay, all right then. Let's go on. Jeffries will be fitted with a GPS ankle monitor and restricted to his apartment in Palm Beach. The indictment states that Jeffrey Smith and James Jacobs, an employee of theirs, used their power, wealth, and Jeffrey's position at Abercrombie to entice more than a dozen young male models hopeful to attend parties where they would be forced into sex acts. Basically, what the Diddy trial is. Powerful people have for too long trafficked and abused for their own sexual pleasure young people with few resources and a dream of securing a career in the fashion and entertainment. U.S. Attorney Breon Peace said during a Tuesday news conference. Prosecutors say Jeffries used to use the promise of being an Abercrombie model to coerce the men. Oh God, into sex, often applying them with drugs. This is the Diddy case. It's the Diddy case, bruh. The indictment says these Jacobson scouted the young men from across the world, made them perform tryouts by having sex with them first. If they passed, he invited them to parties where they would be forced to having sex with Jeffries and Smith. Oh my God, this is disgusting, bruh. The indictment follows suit alleging the same charges. One of the civil plaintiffs, David Bradbury, a former crewman for the reality series Below Deck, and Jeffries met Abercrombie successful by the over sexualization of young men. Oh my God. Okay. A lawyer from the firm representing him and several others said after court. Today marks a big step forward on behalf of David Bradbury and other survivors in this action. The arrest this morning serves as a validation of the bravery in coming forward and sharing their stories and experiences. And our law firm looks forward to continue representing all survivors of abuse, and ensuring that all parties are held responsible, said Dean Care of Edward Hanson Smith, a UK citizen who resides in the States, waived pretrial intervention and will remain jailed until he faces arraignment in New York. Jacobson was arrested in Wisconsin. Okay. So, long story short of what I'm getting to, y'all, the most important part of this whole thing, again, is that this person, Jacobson, who has very similar accusations to Diddy, got out on the bail. And Diddy did not. By the way, shout out to Queen in the chat. He been denied bail all 3 times. Diddy did too much ish. He's not getting out. I'm gonna say this. I agree. He did too much ish, but I think he's gonna get out. That's my theory. My theory is I think he's gonna get out. That's my theory. We're gonna see what happens. Let's listen to the rest of the
Wouldn't be
conversation.
monitored, and there's also this concern that he might be trying to influence the jury pool via social media even while he's behind bars.
Absolutely. And I'm sure the judge really looked into that because although we know that these are allegations, there's been no evidentiary hearing as to whether or not these actually rise to the level of obstruction. Just the idea that he is not even following the rules that are enlisted by the prison is already a sign to the judge that he may not follow any conditions that are set forth. And so those type of allegations, whether or not there's been an evidentiary hearing, just speaks to the actions of the individual while incarcerated. And if you're not having good behavior at that time, the judge is going to look to say that, even if you're let out and left to your own devices, it's not going to get any better. So that has not played in his favor at all.
And Mike, if you can sort of read us in here on what this also says.
What's gonna happen, guys, is that this is gonna go to trial in like 2026, early 2026. Y'all remember how long the Young Thug trial took? Young Thug trial took 3 years. Right? It took 3 years for Young Thug to plead out and get the deal that he got. Instead of being in jail for like 20, 30 some years. I think that Diddy is going to plead out. I think that Diddy is going to be in jail until 2026. And I believe he's going to plead out. By the way, if y'all get the chance, check out my Patreon. I'm putting it in the chat. This is my Patreon. I'm going to have the full live stream there. This entire live stream is going to be going on my Patreon. Tap into that, and also link in bio. After this live stream is done, I'm going to, probably private it. It's going to disappear for a bit. It'll make a return. It'll make a return later. But for now, I'm going to piece it out. If you want to see the full live stream, y'all can catch it on Patreon. But I'm going to piece out. Not necessarily peace out, but I'm definitely, y'all ain't going to see this for a little bit, for maybe a day or two. But if you want to catch it right away, Patreon, come rock with your boy. Lots of exclusive content over there. Lots of early content. Lots of bonus content. $5 a month, maybe less. Rock with your boy. Let's finish off this
About
video.
the larger team around Sean Diddy Combs, noting here that the judge writes the sufficiency of any condition that would place trust in Combs and individuals in his employment, like a private security detail, to follow these conditions. I mean, they're really questioning everyone around him as well.
They are. And Kana, just listen to you and trying to talk, I really began to think about not only his associates and who's on his payroll, but also Kana, his family. Sean Combs has a very strong immediate family with his children who also do hold a level of social currency and culture, and who also, too, are really influential on social media. I'm thinking about Kana recently. We saw that was posted on Instagram where the children were gathered around a table and was able to communicate with Sean Combs behind bars to wish him a happy birthday. And you can hear Sean Combs on the speakerphone. They're talking about the love they have for the father. The father is talking about the love that they have for them. So
fair use. Settle on this content.
really
Let's go.
signaling to any potential witnesses that his children are a tight unit, has great social media currency. Also, too, his sons are actually involved in the music industry, to which before he was arrested, his son made a rap song really questioning the federal government, really questioning potential witnesses to go forward against his father. So when you tie all those things together, you look at the social media dynamic, the social currency, the ability to use music to possibly influence and cross distress to amongst witnesses. That is all part of the safety to which the judge is talking about.
And noting here, this is the fourth judge to deny Combs bail. So again, this has been an ongoing case. He has denied these allegations, and we will continue to cover this here at ABC News Live. Shauna and Mike, our thanks to both of you.
Goddamn. Like I said, man, it's crazy. It's crazy times. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I'm gonna tap out. Goddamn, almost 4 hour stream, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's been Big J TV. Shout out to Queen Sunkiss in the chat. Shout out to Wild Beats in the chat. Shout out to Elm Street Films in the chat. Shout out to, you know what I mean? Again, shout out to the super chat. She just got me messed up. It is what it is. Shout out to Boss Fights in the chat. Again, was there anybody else I'm missing? Anybody else I'm missing, man? I appreciate y'all more than you know. We had a very, very good night. I'm gonna do this live streams more often, man. Get your post notification, like, comment, sub. Appreciate y'all, and listen to this on podcasts and platforms. I'm gonna have this on Patreon first. This one's gonna be privated. So, like I say, if you want to watch it first, Patreon, y'all catch the rest on the back end. The sensory clean version. Big J, appreciate y'all. We out. Those